Test. 1, 2.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There will be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, sir. Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is a ho-hum, run-of-the-mill, standard Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. And this sports show shall begin right now.
Football
is here. Football is alive. Football is obviously what this show talks about most because that is what you would turn in to this show for. Mm-hmm. Now, we can talk about other things during the off season and try to figure out what the fuck litigation is and grand juries are and indictments are and ham sandwiches. What did they do? Right. Who knows? Got to go to court. And there's a lot of contracts and new places and faces, but we are just one day away from NFL kickoff. Yeah! Let's enjoy the hell out of that. College football has already had an electrifying start. It feels like it is the greatest time to be alive, and it is the greatest time to be alive, especially when I get a chance to do this every single Monday through Friday at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show, noon to 3-ish.
Yeah.
EST. Mm-hmm. That'll never change. That is something that I will never give up. That is something that I cherish. This is a day job that other people would, dream to have. And speaking of other people, that was me whenever I was playing in the league. When I was doing other things, I wanted to do this. I wanted to bullshit about sports with my friends. And somehow we've been able to turn this into a profession. I don't understand how. I don't understand why. The show is very stupid. It's dumb. We're a bunch of sports stooges, but we at least try to keep it light on a daily basis and hopefully give people a mental vacation. It has turned into something that I am passionate about and love more than any other chapter in the rest of my entire life. I will never ever sacrifice this show for anything. This show will always be free for people, and every conversation and decision that I have to make revolves around the energy that I have to perform this particular show with this great group of people. The Toxic Table's here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. And yet again, like he will be all season, live in studio, a man who's never worked out before, at Darius J. Butler.
That's good.
D-Buck came into our rack, lifted, did some presses of some sort.
Military press.
Military press of some sort. Then went to racket and boom, boom, like on the internet, you see weights fall off the whole thing.
What a mark.
Just happened about 20 minutes ago. Clamps. We don't need clamps because we're professionals around here.
Goddamn right. Perfect form.
Also, we had clamps, and those are somewhere in the office. If you find them, would love to put those.
Be great to have them back.
Right back on that. Darius, it's great to have you here. Boys, it's great to have you here. Everybody in the back, I appreciate the hell out of you. On today's show, we'll have Feel the Beat here in about 15 minutes with Sal Capaccio and Mark Caboli.
Caboli? Are you sure?
It's Caboli, dude.
It doesn't.
I don't like what he's up to.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Sal Capaccio, obviously Buffalo Bills beat writer. They play tomorrow night. Try to get a Rams beat writer, couldn't find anybody.
Yeah.
Busy day, can't get on. The day's schedule is difficult for everybody. We understand that. We appreciate anybody that takes time to do so. Mark Caboli said, hey, anytime you need me, I'm fucking on.
That's right.
So we will talk to Mark Caboli. And then we have Kay Adams, who's Up and Adams show, debuted on FanDuel TV just yesterday. Day 2 today had a litany of guests, including Darius, who fucking crushed it on there. That show's very good.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
That show's going to do very, very well on FanDuel TV. They should all be very proud of that.
Way to go, FanDuel TV.
Congratulations to Kay on finding a home that she's going to crush, and to FanDuel TV for happening. So when I led off the show, I talked about how much I love this particular show, and I love that we have the opportunity to do this. Will we be able to do this forever? No. Not because... Well, probably not because the boys aren't talented, not because everybody will stop listening and stop watching, which people should have already done that already. I don't know if that's going to take place, but because I'm going to run out. Like, I know that. So this show will probably survive the boys without me in here. And now there's no end in sight. We're talking 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years, whatever the case. But I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life, mostly because we've all seen me. I get sick of me so much. I will be sick of hearing my voice every single day the way it goes. So anytime there's any opportunities to do anything outside of this show, I always look at them. I'm always interested, and I represent myself. So the conversations are always something nice to kind of learn about. When I got to start doing business with the WWE, it was fucking amazing getting to chat with them, learn about their business, learn about how they go about doing their things. I think I've gotten a chance to take some stuff from the WWE, apply it to this business, make us better. And the people at WWE are proud of us for doing it and are willing to help and do everything. It's like everybody I've ever worked with, I've had the opportunity to learn from, grow from, and experience life that I've never thought I could experience. When I retired from the NFL, went to Barstool, what an incredibly lucky opportunity for all of us, for me, to get a chance to learn from the people that have been doing it on the internet for a very, very long time, how they go about doing their business, what works, what doesn't work for me. I got a chance to kind of experience it all. Bob and Tom, whenever I was in the league, I got a chance to do their show on a weekly basis from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. every single Tuesday, nationally syndicated radio show. I got to see how they operate, how they put their show together. I'm just like incredibly fortunate to be able to live and do the shit that I do and learn from the people that I get to learn from. You can go back. I got to learn from fucking Adam Vinatieri on how to be a punter, a ball kicker in the NFL. It's just, I am a lucky fucking human. I know that. I'm trying to enjoy it as much as possible. I'm living the dumbest life possible. I think I work my ass off, so I think, hopefully karma does come around a little bit, and if I didn't work my ass off, Tim and Sally McAfee would be embarrassed. But I think everything that happens to me, I always have to think back to what this show is, how this show goes, and what the future means for this show. So when WWE comes and they offer SmackDown, we go and get a house in Tampa Bay. We build a studio in the living room so that we can do the show live from Tampa every single week whenever I go in to do the Thunderdome. Now, we had like 130-some thousand concurrents happening at one point, live in a living room in Tampa Bay that Zito put together. There was 400 wires running around,
my God.
3 cameras,
Yeah.
and we had 130-some thousand people watching on the Draft Spectacular, and we broke, like 4 or 5 different sets of news just doing that. That is how we have always rolled around here. How do we continue to do the show while also experiencing other things that nobody really should deserve to have the opportunity to experience? So whenever I got to do College Game Day a couple years back, we were literally doing a show out of the back of a box truck a couple different times. We continued to move. I flew on 6 flights a week doing College Game Day. I was doing Thursday Night Football for them. I was doing Monday Get Up. I got a chance to experience what the ESPN life is like. And ultimately, at the end of my run with College Game Day, at the end of my appearances that were paid for, we decided, hey, don't know if now is the right time. Don't know if this is the right business. Don't know if it's the right time for my life, for the show, for their show. Didn't really know if it was the perfect fit. So Jimmy Pitaro and I have been in contact ever since. Now, we sat in his suite for the national championship game here in Indianapolis. He was very kind to let us in there. Good food.
Great food.
Hey, that suite had good food.
I can imagine.
That suite, much different food than the suite that...
No apples?
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Apples?
I mean, that's just kind of... I didn't expect to put that in this whole...
AJ only eats cheese cubes. Found that out.
Yeah, well, it sometimes depends on the day.
Of course.
That he would do his entire thing. But Jimmy Pitaro and I have remained in contact and conversation, trying to figure out what works and how it works. The Omaha Productions offer came to simulcast 6 games. That's still happening, I do believe, unless there is some changes, but I do believe that is still happening. Haven't talked to the Omaha folks since this has been announced last night at 11 p.m. Thanks, Marshawn.
Yeah,
Christ. I mean, at least give me the morning. I mean, Jesus Christ, at 11 p.m. Yeah. I mean, how am I supposed to sleep, Marshawn, whenever you're
not.
When you light up my phone at 11 p.m. I mean, do you care about my well-being?
Nope.
You don't.
No.
I mean, it was obviously massive news. I'm honored to have the news broke. But Jimmy Pitaro and I have been in contact trying to figure out how we can make something work, how we can make something bigger work. And literally, the conversations just kind of naturally fell. And last week, we got a deal done for me to join College Game Day full-time this season. Also, next season, it is an honor. It is a show that is an institution. It's a Saturday staple in all of our lives, from truck drivers to suits and all the people in between. Saturday morning has a routine, and it all revolves around College Game Day. When I got a chance to be on the show a couple times, I knew that I'm into TV right now. Like I've only watched the show since I was a kid. I've only seen the show in every single NFL building on every Saturday morning it's on. I couldn't believe that I had the opportunity to do it. It just didn't work out at the time to continue to do it. Now it is. I am honored and lucky to do it. With that, though, because it is Saturday morning, to make that decision really be a firm yes from me, I wanted to talk to the people from the WWE, because obviously I hold my role as a SmackDown commentator as high as anything else that I do, because not only is it a dream for me since I was a little kid, but there's other little kids out there that are hopefully getting their imagination and their goals and dreams created, just like I was when I was a kid watching WWE. And somebody can go on and have bigger dreams than people that are around them could ever fathom, or people, the city where they're from, could ever understand. I think WWE does that for kids. So every time I got an opportunity to get on a microphone there, I wanted to honor that. So before I could agree with Jimmy Pitaro to do College Game Day, which is an institution and an honor of a lifetime, and in the sports world, one of the biggest shows of all time, I had to talk to the WWE first and see what their thoughts were. I was thinking about maybe doing both. How do I go about doing it? I did it one time whenever SmackDown was in Buffalo, and there was a plane that was stuck in the Middle East, and they weren't able to get back. So Triple H actually called me, who's in charge of creative now. Triple H called me and was like, hey, can you get to Buffalo to do SmackDown? Because we don't have anybody, basically. And I had College Game Day the next morning in Memphis. So Jim Irsay, this is my joke of my life. Jim Irsay gave me his fucking jet to fly to Buffalo, then the game day in Memphis the next morning. I was on like 2 hours of sleep, but it was accomplishable. So the original thought for me was, I could do SmackDown and Game Day. I could do it. The folks at the WWE, who I have nothing but love, respect, and appreciation for. I'm talking old regime, new regime, whoever you think is in charge over there, I have nothing but great feelings towards. So I reach out to them, I chit-chat with them. They actually were the ones that said, hey man, if you're going to do Game Day, which is a great opportunity, congratulations. We're actually, I think WWE has been a part of Game Day a few different times. We love the show. You cannot be traveling overnight for the entirety of the season. It's not good for your health. It's not good for your family. It's not good for anything. Whenever the time is right, we will have you definitely be back in our family. So SmackDown will be on hold for a little bit, me commentating, while I do College Game Day. I'm still very much in the WWE family, and as one OG in the WWE said to me in a message that was very heartfelt, said, hey, now one of our guys is on College Game Day. So I'm still very much a part of the WWE family. We'll still very much be doing things. But for the good of college football and for the good of the opportunity that is in front of me right now, I'll be focusing on College Game Days on Saturdays, this show Monday through Fridays. Then Sunday I'll be attempting to watch all NFL games. And then this will be the greatest football season of all time. I'm very grateful. I'm very thankful. It only happens because of all you motherfuckers that watch and follow along. I'm very, very thankful. And to all the boys, all your hard work, anything that I get to do is literally a reflection of fucking everything that you guys have accomplished. So I appreciate everybody. It's a huge day. Got a haircut for TV.
Hell yeah.
Looks good.
I was going to grow that thing out. Because in WWE you wear headphones, so I could just I can put a
Take
little
that
poof
thing over the
and
top.
just take it back, and nobody would know that I'm growing my hair out. But with Game Day, that shit's going to get nasty. Got my haircut this morning from the back porch barber, and I can't wait for Austin, Texas this Saturday.
Hell
I
yeah.
can't wait to get back in front of their crowd. I can't wait to get back chatting about college football. This morning, now I watch College Game Day every Saturday, so I know the high level, zoomed out stories of basically everything and everybody. We cover a lot of the media. Tone Diggs, though, is in the weeds of college football.
Oh, yeah.
Had a full hour-long class this morning, learning about who transferred where, who had great history where, what coaching lineage is where. I'm trying to become as sharp as a tool as I could possibly become. And a lot of people did call me a tool on the internet, so that wasn't on purpose saying I'm going to become the sharpest tool, but it's still going to be a tool in a lot of people's eyes. I'm going to try my best to be an additive to a show that has won 32 Emmys or something like that since 2003. It is an honor. It is a blast. And this show shall go on. I might be live on Friday some places.
Oh, really? On site.
I believe that's in the middle of conversations as well.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of that going on. It's kind of all, the combos between me and Paisan Jimmy Pitaro.
Sure.
First time I met him, by the way, I had no idea who the fuck he was.
Who's Jimmy Pitaro for the people that don't know?
So he's the ESPN.
Top dog.
He's the head guy at ESPN. So, it's been well documented that my relationship with middle management is not fantastic. Nope. Okay, it is pretty well documented that I do not. So there's been some situations in the past at ESPN, because I was in games, I was in studio show, I was doing game. So there's a lot of different departments at ESPN. ESPN is like 50 departments because of how big it is. And, it's been around a long time. It started as guys drinking beers, running highlights. Now it's become this conglomerate that is, remarkable, but it's a lot of different. So if I had a situation with somebody, in a thing where something was said or something was thing, and I didn't like it, my natural reaction is, fuck off, okay? And I wouldn't say it, maybe in that fashion, but it would certainly get my point across, like, hey, okay, that ain't gonna happen. Like, that ain't how this is gonna go. So I think Jimmy got these messages from like 4 or 5 different departments, and was like, who the fuck is this guy? Who is this Pat McAfee guy who seems to just say, nah, not going to do that. Nah, don't want to do that. That doesn't sound like something I would ever do. So I'm so sorry, not going to do that. So we actually have become pretty good. I think he's gotten a chance to kind of understand who I am. I've gotten a chance to understand who he is. I've gotten a chance to understand ESPN as a whole a little bit more through the conversations with him. And I'm very grateful for him keeping in touch. Never given up on me, I think,
Yeah.
Could have very easily given up on a relationship with me because of, the multiple things that have happened. They had people, ESPN at one point banned their employees from coming on this show.
That's right.
That's what it got to at one point with me and ESPN.
Trending.
Banned them from. So me and Jimmy, since those moments, have become, pretty cordial, like pretty good friends. I was offered U.S. Open tickets.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That's right.
I don't know if that was like kind of the.
That's a big deal.
I don't know if that was kind of like hey, let's close this deal. You want to go see.
What day was it on?
You want to go
again?
see this Nick Kyrgios guy just lose his fucking mind every single. Sorry, this guy's an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how he survives.
Maniac.
I don't know. He's gonna.
Maniac.
They need to check that guy's heart. By the way,
Yeah.
I've been diving into it, but yes, I'm very thankful for Jimmy Pitaro getting this deal done. Very thankful to join the College Game Day squad. And Marshawn, thanks for leaking at 11 o'clock at night last night.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking sleep, and I'm gonna be lacking sleep anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
All season.
Right. You're kind of a.
But thank you to the WWE family. Thank you to everybody. And let's have a fucking show.
Yeah, let's go.
Big fucking deal, man. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Congrats.
dude.
It's gonna be awesome.
I appreciate it.
Match made in heaven, right? I can't wait to see you interact with the crowd, because obviously they do a lot, and it's kind of like almost a studio show in front of the crowd. But you interacting with that crowd is gonna be dope.
Well, I think, Darius, I have too much ADD. So if I see a crowd of people sitting right here, and I even get like a sense that they're getting bored, it's really hard if I have access to to a whole thing, not to be like, let's bring these people back to
Yeah,
life a
change
little
it
bit.
up.
But that's not always good. And I think from the last time I was on game day to now getting an opportunity to go full time, I've been with the WWE, right? I've been with the WWE through it. And the WWE crowd control, crowd interaction, everything like that is top tier, top level. I've gotten to watch some real motherfuckers work on a microphone now. Like watching Paul Heyman work a microphone in front of an arena, like that's a game changer. That changes how you operate. When's good. How can he be an additive to the show as opposed to just being the show in there? Because I was just getting like little 30-second hits, 45-second hits, and I'm like, well, if I'm only getting 45 seconds, like These motherfuckers are going to remember these 45 seconds. Now it's like, I feel like I have a much better understanding of like, I think the WWE was like almost a master's class.
Yeah.
Setting me up for College Game Day. It's like a perfect fucking storm. It's coming at the perfect time, and I'm really excited to see how it all evolves. You know.
Well, I think what we do too, right? Because it's like, a big part of College Game Day is an institution. It is, like something that has been just so consistent ever since I've been alive. But like something that you do so well that I think people assume that anyone who's on TV can do well is like spontaneity and being able to just kind of like think on your feet and do something and not be worrying about like, oh, should I do this? Like, no, I might look like an asshole. I might look like an idiot. Like, you don't have any of that.
I always look like
because we, and people say whatever they want, but we really do come in here with, other than a single sheet of paper, like, we're not talking about like, oh, we're going to talk about this first, then we're going to talk about this, then we're going to talk about this. Like, it's kind of like, hey, we're going to go in there and either we're going to sink or swim. And most of the time, you're fucking swimming. And that is something that college...
we have sunk, though, a few times.
Sure. Yeah, but we're still here.
Hey.
I mean...
We found out.
But that is something that, like, College Game Day can benefit from because, whatever you want to say about it, people say it's, if they want to say it's stale or whatever, that's not true. It's just, it's the same format. You're doing the same thing week in, week out, and you have the same cast of characters. So when you have someone who can come in and just be a fucking lightning rod, like, that changes the whole dynamic of the show. It's going to be awesome.
I hope so. There's going to be people that anytime I get introduced to a new audience, and I mean, we have 10 million people watching every month on YouTube. That's just on YouTube. That's just on YouTube. So who knows what Twitter is? Who knows what numbers are real? So, I mean, we can dive into that analytics right now if you want to, but it's supposed to be a positive day. All numbers are bullshit, but if all numbers are on the same bullshit scale, then if we're all wrong, we're all right.
Exactly.
Right.
If we're all wrong, we're all right. I've heard that in numerous football meetings. So, like, we have a lot of people that, watch this show for whatever reason. We don't really market this show much, though.
No.
So people normally fall to this show, or they find us on Twitter or through another thing, and then they start following along. Anytime I get put in front of somebody else's audience that is big, there's going to be some blowback. I mean, there's going to be some people that hate. I'm going to have to dive back into this. I have a pretty kumbaya life on the internet. And then this Saturday, if I just so happen to give a prediction about somebody's team, I'm probably getting fucking blown out. Oh, it's going to turn ugly on Twitter. I'm going to have to mute a lot of words. I'm going to have to start quieting a lot of things because it can't change the vibes of this show. Oh, yeah. And I think that's what Game Day is all about, good vibes as well as good content, and I'm lucky to be a part of it. Speaking of good content and good vibes, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a segment that we have run now, but 4 weeks straight.
Holy shit. Time for the show.
We have never done something like this before. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to feel the beat. Hey, I think today was our best day of feeling the beat.
Sure. Pretty good.
That was awesome.
That was pretty good.
I'm really proud of us. There's somebody listening right now for the first time who is probably an average college football fan and said, oh, that's what I got to look forward to. That's exactly what I hated.
Son of a bitch.
Joining us now is a Feel the Beat regular at this point. He's a beat writer for the Buffalo Bills, a true Buffalonian, brother.
Hell yeah.
You can follow him at Sal Sports. He's the host of the Extra Point Show, 10 to noon a.m. on WGR 550. Absolute weapon of a human, Paisano Sal Capocchio.
What's up, boys? I love Feel the Beat. I'm actually a drummer myself, getting ready for Ozzy tomorrow night at halftime.
Hell yeah.
It's wild. I'm going to be air drumming on the sideline. It's going to be great.
Hey, are you spin the sticks and do the whole, or do you lose your mind? We should have known that, Sal, with the way you bring the energy.
Yeah, you know it, right? I mean, I actually wish I would have played some more instruments when I was growing up, but I've always been a drummer. But yeah, I can spin it a little bit. Love getting into it. So yeah, Ozzy's in my wheelhouse tomorrow. It's going to be fun out at SoFi Stadium.
Sal, I think you're the only one. Ozzy being announced as a halftime performance was very alarming and surprising to all of us. He still got it, Sal? Ozzy still got it, yeah?
I don't know if he still has it. But it's nostalgia that matters.
Yo, you're right. It's like a trip back. It's a trip back in time with the Prince of Darkness. Can't wait to watch it. Sal, maybe his drummer, COVID, something. No, don't want him to die.
Traffic.
Or her. Don't want him or her to die. Don't want anything like. What if, get stuck in traffic because you know how LA be, and they need a drummer, Sal. Will you go in there?
Oh, I'll sit in.
Let's go.
Bring me on, Ozzy. Here we go, baby. I'll do it. I'll get on stage. I'll rock it out. Let's do it.
You look awesome right now. Handheld microphone in a hotel, it appears, with palm trees.
I am here at the hotel in LA, guys. Got palm trees. I left Buffalo. I'm at palm trees. Got the pool down here a little bit.
Got a camera person.
My brother is here with me. He actually came in from Oregon. He's going to the game tomorrow. He's holding the camera for me. I got the mic here because I want to have good audio content for you guys because you're totally worth it. By the way, thanks for the love last time I was on. I really appreciate it. Brandon Bean even gave me some love, and I made sure I said thank you to him. But you guys were awesome, and I really appreciate that.
No, Sal, you're awesome. You hired a cameraman and got a stick mic for this.
Top
You're the
tier.
best.
Professional.
Yeah, we need to have you on every time,
Caboli,
Sal.
dude.
Let's dive
Love
right.
it, man.
Let's dive right into the. Yeah, Caboli's gonna be.
Well, Cabali doesn't know what he's doing.
Anyways, Caboli. See what? Hey. Anyway, Sal, we appreciate you. This is why this team is Super Bowl favorites because they got Sal Capaccio following along. Going into tomorrow, feels like everybody's healthy, right? Poyer's back. We're all good. All systems go going into Thursday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills got to feel great about this whole thing.
Yeah, look, except for Tre'Davious White, though, right? Of course, he's been on the PUP list. He hasn't practiced. He tore his ACL last Thanksgiving night. That's going to be a challenge, obviously, because, the Bills have to face Cooper Kupp, Allen Robinson. Now, obviously, Taron Johnson in the slot will be on Cooper Kupp a lot, but that's a tough passing game to go against with two rookies, Kyer Elam and Christian Benford, who are going to be on the opposite side of Dane Jackson. But you're right. Isaiah McKenzie, Tim Settle, who I think will be a beast on this defensive line, and Jordan Poyer, who obviously is an all-pro safety. The Bills are having all of those three guys. They've been practicing this week. They're ready to rock and roll on Thursday night. That's great news for them.
When you think about Josh Allen going into this season, he's obviously gotten better every single year. There's no way he got better, right? I mean, you've been watching him every season. Did he get better from last year? Because I watched yesterday a 58-yard flick of the wrist to Gabe Davis in 30-degree weather. Has he gotten better? Have you noticed anything different here of Josh Allen this year?
I don't know if the talent could get any better, right? I mean, Josh is Josh. He's one of the most talented human beings on the planet at what he does. But here's where he can be better, and where he's tried to be better, actually, guys. Yards after catch. The Bills have not been very good at yards after catch really over the last several years. But part of that's been the design of the offense, what Brian Daboll brought. They attack downfield. They have this really strong-arm quarterback. They can do that. They get the ball in certain spots where guys get down or out of bounds. But with Ken Dorsey coming in as the offensive coordinator, they've wanted to improve in that area. And that's a receiver stat and it's a Josh Allen stat. And Josh has said, I want to give my guys more opportunity to run after catch. So I think in that area, he can be and he will be better because it's something he's concentrated on this offseason to give his guys an opportunity to catch the ball and get upfield.
Oh, a lot of slants coming, you're saying. A lot of inside game, a little seam route. Let's talk about the seams a little bit. Dawson Knox just signs a 4-year, $31 million deal, 53.6 total, 31 in guarantees. He's a guy. With Cole Beasley out, is he going to have a big breakout year? I know he's a guy already, but what do you expect out of Dawson this upcoming season? And does everybody love that fucking guy? He was on this show.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
Everybody loves Dawson Knox. He is truly a Buffalo guy, even though he's from the Nashville area. And you guys know the tragedy. He lost his younger brother just a couple of weeks ago, and he spoke at length about that to us in the media earlier this week and how much the outpouring of support from Buffalo. The Punt Foundation that he's a part of for pediatric cancer research raised over $200,000 of people donating in Luke's name and in Dawson's name. So, that's what we do in Buffalo, right? We take care of our own. That's what makes Buffalo special. But as far as on the field, Dawson's been a rising star. He was a raw player at Ole Miss. Let's remember, he went to Ole Miss as a quarterback, transferred. They transferred to tight end. They had DK Metcalf and AJ Brown. They weren't throwing the ball to the tight end guys, right? So he came into the league raw. The Bills saw something in him. He's been rising. He's going to be a very good player. But I would say this. I think this contract is more about the next several years, not just this year. Because Isaiah McKenzie, James Cook, think of all the weapons the Bills have. You're not going to get 100 targets for Dawson Knox, but what you're going to get is a guy that they feel is going to be a really, really big part of this offense for years to come, and he's locked up for another 4 years after this year.
And he's got juice, right? He's great for the culture, I assume, in Buffalo. And Josh Allen loves him. Anytime the quarterback that you just paid, $100-some million guaranteed to, loves a guy, let's keep him around. Unless you're the Packers. Ty, your question for Sal Capaccio.
Yeah, Sal. The last couple years, while Josh Allen's kind of been ascending, it seems like the Bills on offense at least have kind of just been missing their running back. How has James Cook looked leading up to the game? And is the team and the city kind of really expecting him to have a breakout year as well?
We're all kind of wondering the same thing. Believe it or not, they kind of haven't used James Cook in the preseason that much. Now, my colleague on the radio side of things, Steve Tasker, who does Buffalo radio, you guys know, who should be in the Hall of Fame, by the way, for special teams.
Hell yeah.
He said something interesting. He said, he thinks the Bills may have been kind of keeping James Cook on the down low a little bit so they don't show anything in the preseason. I think that could be true. We'll see. We haven't seen enough from him. When he's been in the open field in practice, I will tell you, he is electrifying. He makes people miss. He makes it so effortless when he changes direction and gets upfield. I'm so interested to see how they incorporate it into the offense, guys, because they haven't really done that in the preseason, and I think there is something, too. They didn't want to show that much.
You think Brandon Beane and McDermott are just lying to all of us, Sal? Is that the type of operation over there in Buffalo?
I don't think they're lying. I think that they're just waiting to they didn't want it. They want to be vanilla, right, as they say, and I think that that's what you're going to see from James Cook, is having a more of an expanded role in the passing game. Of course, guys, Devin Singletary, he's still the main running back, and Sean McDermott loves him. So does Brandon Beane, and he's going to be the main ball carrier. You're going to see James Cook sprinkled in the passing game, get some carries, and maybe he forces their hand as the season goes on.
Yeah, that's one of those types of guys who gets a ball, he's gone, and then the fans are like, "Oh,
Start that guy.
what happened with what happened with that other guy there?" Connor, your question for Sal Capaccio.
Yeah, Sal, you mentioned the defense earlier. Are we going to see the same type of D-line rotation that they've had the last couple of years, or with Von Miller and now Russo, who I believe Poyer kind of gave us sort of look out for that guy, or Stephon Diggs, look out for that guy. What do you expect from that D-line? Is that what they're going to rely on defense this week with the young corners, as you said?
That's why I love coming on the show. You guys know your Buffalo Bills stuff. You know that this team relies on a rotation at the defensive line. Ever since Sean McDermott's been the head coach, they rotate guys. In fact, guys, I went back and looked. The highest amount of snaps any defensive lineman, defensive end or tackle, has really had under Sean McDermott is like 64%. Kyle Williams, Jerry Hughes. But come on, you got Von Miller. He's used to playing 85, 90+% of snaps when he's been in Denver and with the Rams. You can't do that. You're paying him $120 million. He's here, yes, to be the closer and to get to the quarterback, hopefully at the end of games like they didn't get to Patrick Mahomes. But you got to have him on the field. I think you're going to see somewhere in between for Von Miller, which is more than what the kind of standard has been for the Bills to get him up to maybe 60, 65%. But less than what he's maybe played in Denver and LA. I mean, they want to keep this guy fresh as the season goes on. And then, of course, you have Greg Rousseau, as you said. He's going to be on the field. The Bills really did target the defensive line this offseason. That was the most overhauled position on the team. Tim Settle, Daquan Jones, and, of course, like you said, Von Miller coming in. There's Shaq Lawson, Jordan Phillips. They're going to rotate, but I think Von's going to play a lot.
How's Sam Martin look?
Look, we haven't seen him much, guys, right, because he hasn't been in the building that much. Here's a guy, I think you could do a lot worse if you had to find a punter that quickly to get up to speed in the NFL. They didn't want to go out and get a rookie. Sure, they kept a rookie, originally Matt Ariza, and then everything happened, but he had all that time in OTAs. They needed to get a guy to get in there who's done it, who's been with other snappers, who's been with other kickers. It's the holding operation that really is the thing here for the Bills. I think that they're more concerned about, and that's Reed Ferguson snapping, getting it down for Tyler Bass. As you know, Pat, that's a big deal that everybody has to be on the same page of, and I think Sam Martin will be fine punting the ball. He punted in Denver. I mean, the weather can get pretty bad there at times. He'll be fine in Buffalo. But it's really the holding operation, I think, that really has to be up to speed and where they want it.
He'll be good. Tyler Bass has a monster leg, so he'll be able to figure it out. Just like, anytime we have Sal on, we feel like we have it all figured out. You are a lightning rod, my friend. You are incredible, and we can't thank you and your brother for holding the camera enough for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you guys. Always appreciate being on. It's football season. We're totally jacked up. Big Bills Mafia party here in LA tonight. It's happening. Ready to get the season underway tomorrow.
Are you emceeing that thing?
So I'm going to be at the party. I'm going to be doing like a little Twitter Spaces, basically. I'm going to be jumping on stage, rallying the crowd a little bit, saying hello and thanking the chapter. So I'll be a big part of it. You know me. I can't get enough of that.
Sal, they need to put a microphone in your hands. I would like to tell you that we are having our first ever scheduled Twitter Spaces thing tonight. So whenever you said you're going to be on Twitter Spaces, we said, strictly because we won't be able to listen. We're bummed, but everybody that's there will enjoy the hell out of it. Have fun tonight and tomorrow. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Sal Capaccio.
Yes, sir.
Sounds electrifying.
Yeah, how about him having Carmine hold the camera too? Carmine Capaccio, just an absolute savant film cameraman.
You can't do that.
His name is Giovanni.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Carmine. That means Wikipedia is lying to me because I looked it up before when I was, looking into Sal. It said brother Carmine.
Wait. You're about to say mutt, which is accurate. I am. But a part of that muttness is, you see it right here.
That's right.
You see it right here.
That's right.
I didn't do it. 23andMe did. Are they smart or not? You tell me. It's time to continue to feel the beat. Joining us now is a regular of the Feel the Beat, and we didn't feel the beat as much this time because we cut into Sal's time last time, and he was holding a microphone. Standing there. So I don't want to do the same because this guy's probably doing the same. A man who has a cameraman holding his camera right now. He has a stick microphone and all the information we could ever possibly need for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Writer for The Athletic, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Kaboly.
Kaboly!
What's going on?
What's up?
Hey.
You don't want to know where I'm at, do you?
You're a UPMC right there?
Yeah, and if you look probably over my shoulder, you'll see a bunch of University of Pittsburgh football players walking by me, and I know how much you enjoyed those guys.
Oh, it was a catch. It was a catch. Tell them it was a catch. Tell them the last play was a catch. That ref got it wrong. Might have hit the ground, but he had complete control of it. We scored, no big deal. Yeah. Tell them good luck, though. Happy they won the ACC last year. Clemson's got a D-line ain't going to be able to fuck with this year. But they put on a hell of a show. There is the building that I hit one of those. I was just talking about this the other day. I hit a rollout punt into that ceiling, somewhere in there, one of those rafters. Rattled the whole, still going if that fucking roof isn't there. I don't have any problem at the UPMC. I went to a camp in high school, I think there. They had a, what was the name of that scouting group out of Pittsburgh? Fuck, they had a camp down there. I was like one of the only kickers. I don't know, I hit a fucking 70-yarder there, got 0 scholarship offers. Anyways, let's move on. Your name's Kaboly?
Yeah, whatever you want. It doesn't really matter, does it?
I feel like you put it in your Twitter bio because of us. Is that true?
No. You know what? That's not because of you guys. I did that a long time ago because my uncle always gets mad when they pronounce my name wrong, and I really don't care. So instead of hearing his crap, I just put it on there so I don't have to answer to him anymore.
What's Unc's name?
Who knows? He talks a lot of gibberish, so I try not to pay attention very much, but. Uncle
Kaboly is not happy about the Kaboly references.
Yeah, Uncle Gary.
Oh, gee, Uncle Gary Kaboly. Gary Kaboly's proud of his nephew, Mark Kaboly. And we are too. So it's all been settled over there. Mitchell Trubisky starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett number 2. Although he was number 3 clerical error, cut and paste component was obviously wrong from the beginning. Was that you? Did you post that? And is this exactly what we expected? I think so, right, Mark?
What, the cut and paste component or the Mitch Trubisky?
The Mitch Trubisky, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph. Kind of what we expected, right? So whenever that was, did we ever expect Kenny Pickett to be 3rd? So when that cut and paste component happens, that was more of a surprise to everybody, right? Or no? Was I wrong in that?
Oh, yeah. It was a lot to do with the cut and paste component, including the head PR guy being about 30,000 feet in the air at the time. So he wasn't able to make the correction until too late. So that's what happened there. So that's why it took 19 and a half hours to make it correct. But, yeah, it was always going to be Mitch Trubisky. And if you even look back to October of last year, guys, where Tomlin said he didn't want to go with a rookie quarterback. He wanted to be a veteran quarterback, and he always talking about he wanted to be a more mobile guy. He was giving us hints all the way back into October, the new quarterback that he wanted. But then when we got here with Pickett, they were playing the game probably just to, give Pickett something to shoot for, a little carrot or so. But it was never going to be anybody but Trubisky to start the season. Now, I don't know where it's going to go from here. I would assume Pickett will eventually get the chance. But it was going to always be Trubisky. Nobody else really even had a shot.
A fascinating question was posed on First Take today. Who gets benched first, Trubisky or Trey Lance? What do you think? Now, you don't have to get into Trey Lance. I don't know if you know that situation.
I don't think any of them. First of all, that's not Mike Tomlin's style, man. He's not going to he's not going to have that leash about this big. Let me tell you that. He's going to let Trubisky play as long as he can. There's going to have to be multiple games of him struggling. There's going to have to be multiple practices where he struggles. And there's going to have to be an elevation of Pickett's play for him to do that. If he had everything worked out how he wanted to work it out, he would have Trubisky play the entire season. But like we said, that's probably not really likely to happen. So I don't see a couple interceptions, a couple bad games, and Trubisky's on the bench. It's just not the way Mike Tomlin goes about things. So I could see late in the year maybe, or if Trubisky gets hurt, that's probably the only chances Pickett goes in. I don't think there's going to be a case where it's going to be poor play on Trubisky that gets him yanked.
Uncle Gary and the Yinzers is going to get loud, though. Hey, they're going to get loud.
They don't like me when I talk bad about Pickett. And I'm not even talking bad. I mean, he's the future here, but he's not the present.
Well, you see, you kind of dunked on him there. Yeah, jeez. You kind of did. Kaboli. I mean, maybe take it easy on Kenny Pickett. They're chanting his name. Fourth quarter preseason game. They're chanting his goddamn name. That's going to happen in Pittsburgh. Do you think Tomlin cares about any of that or no? No, Tomlin don't care.
No, he's not going to care about that whatsoever. I mean, now you might have to ask Mitch Trubisky if it's going to affect him at all. I mean, it can't be nice if, the first home game against the Patriots, I believe week 2, and the first incompletion in the pass, he's going to start booing him. I mean, they're probably going to introduce the offense. He's going to get booed. Trubisky's probably going to go out for the coin toss and get booed. The first incompletion, he's probably going to get booed. So it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be like he's back in Chicago, right?
Yeah, well, at the end of the tenure, for sure. He's getting booed until proven otherwise.
Okay.
Which is not normal. I don't think, Pittsburgh would rally behind any quarterback that's going to be their guy. But I think Pittsburgh, and I might be,
we won't rally around Mason. We can't do it. We won't do it.
No, Mox.
I think at some point you did, though, because I do remember a compliment at one point. Then he got,
got
bombed by his own thing. But normally I think Pittsburgh would be behind a guy, but they're already behind a guy. It's the 20th pick in the draft who went to the University of Pittsburgh. It's like, here's our guy. So Mitch is almost going to have to prove himself. Mitch is used to that, though.
That's right.
Mitch knows it's football. It's NFL football. Hey, baby, Mitch. Darius, your question for Uncle Gary's nephew, Mark Kaboy.
Hey, what's up, Mark? Based on what you saw this preseason, I know there's a lot of quick passing game in this offense last year, but a lot of explosive weapons on the outside. Claypool, Johnson, Pickens. You think they air it out a little more this season based on what you've seen in the practices?
I think they want to take their chances. I mean, like any team, they're not going to need to be able to have that threat of going down the field to open up any space for Najee Harris, especially with that offensive line not playing extremely well. So, I mean, last year there was a little bit of an issue because Roethlisberger wasn't very accurate down the field.
Well,
he was sometimes didn't want to go down the field as much. Trubisky does have the deep ball, and they got the talent out there. I mean, if you're crazy not to use a guy like Pickens and just, run as fast as you can, let's throw the ball as far as we can, at least once a game, it's going to be as simple as that. But yeah, I think they're going to try to stretch it just to help out the run game. If not, the play action doesn't work, and a lot of 3 and outs and a lot of 7-point games where you're putting up 180 yards of total offense, so they have to stretch it some.
I just learned that accurate is a tough word for Yinzers right there. And then you start thinking to yourself, it's Acrisure now.
Yeah.
Oh, man. How was the reception to Acrisure through the preseason at the home games? Everybody loved saying, hey, it's great to be down here at Acrisure. Is that happening? Is that accurate?
It's mostly like, we have no idea what this is. Let me Google it, and I'll look on Wikipedia, and I still don't know what it is. So we're just going to call it the stadium. Stadium, right?
Yeah.
If that's an accurate portrayal, what's going on? I fucking love Pittsburgh. Tony, your question.
Mark, who do you think public enemy number 1 this season is? Is it going to be Mitch? Is it going to be Matt Canada, or is it going to be the O-line? Who's going to be number 1?
Oh, I don't think the O-line can come back from what they did in the preseason.
Oh, no.
I mean, there might be people outside here lining up, ready to, ship them out of the building. I don't think there's no way that that's going to be enemy number 1. It's funny because Canada was the enemy number 1 for the previous 2 years. So, yeah, when you have that offensive line do what they did in the preseason and allow Jacksonville just to beat up their quarterbacks, even if it is Mitch Trubisky and even if it was the preseason, one thing that the Yinzers love to do is pretend like they know what offensive line play is all about. So it makes them a little bit smarter when they're like, yeah, that left guard can't blocking that. You know what I'm saying?
It's always there.
So they're going to go up after them. You got to use their hands a little more. Tomlin's got to quit playing, got to run the ball more. You know how it is. You just got to run the ball more in Pittsburgh, regardless of nobody runs the ball anymore.
That's because the bus.
Wheels.
It's 100% why. The wheels on the bus went
round and round, round and round, round and round,
all the way to a Super Bowl in his hometown. So that is like the expectation. Like, hey, we're a hard-nosed city. It's a tough town. And if you're going to throw the ball over the place, Todd Haley, Bruce Arians, we're going to move on. But now Matt Canada's got some magic to make, and I can't wait to hear what Yinzer say about him. Mark, I can't thank you enough for joining us, dude. You're the absolute best. There's a couple more questions from the boys. Is that all right?
Oh, anytime. Yeah, sure. Go ahead, shoot.
What do you got today, Mark? What are you just fucking hanging out in the dark workout facility there?
You know what? You know what? I am really, really sacrificing for you because it's media lunchtime right now. Instead of the media lunch, I am doing this. So I'm hoping I can go over and get one of those bison burgers or whatever it is.
Hell yeah.
Media lunch has
you know
been
what?
canceled.
Maybe you can pull some strings for me and get some Rudy subs sent my way.
Okay.
Because I'm going to miss lunch for doing your show.
Well, I apologize for that. How is the media lunch at the Steelers facility? Normally pretty good?
Oh, it's spectacular. During the COVID years, they gave us box lunch, which was just not acceptable.
No! Is this the Steelers or not?
Come on.
You had to be like Fire Fest.
I mean, we'll have, as we've had a little battle here in Pittsburgh media room, we call them gyros here. So they had gyros the other day, not the gyros or whatever the rest of the world calls them.
Yeah.
Who called it a Euro?
Yeah, not in
The
Pittsburgh.
gyro is good.
Yeah, the gyros are good, especially 3:34 a.m. down there south side. Wake up with some of that
Shout out
cucumbers.
Sammy's.
What?
Mike and Tony's, right?
No,
Wow.
Sammy's. Mike Tony's the other side, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Mike and Tony's right next to Mario's. I go down to Sammy's around 20th Street, 21st Street.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all kind of blends in down there, to be honest with you. Whenever you're buying gyros on south side, normally, there could be a couple of different blindside shots
Look out.
coming. You got to watch
Especially
yourself.
now.
Yeah. What's that?
Especially now. The problem is now half your audience, 3/4 of your audience, they have no idea what you're talking about. They call me gyros or something like that. It's totally foreign to me. What is a gyro? It's a gyro, right?
Well,
Yeah.
they would say the gyro is a foreign. That's why it's.
Well, you know what I'm saying. Nobody knows what you're talking about. It's a gyro.
Connor, your question for Mark Caboli?
Yeah, Mark, Najee had the Liz Frank in the preseason here in a little before. Is there any worry for that to carry on into the season at all, especially if the O-line absolutely stinks it up this year?
No, I don't think so. I think he looks pretty healthy. I think they were just being very, very cautious with that injury. He just sprained it. And I love the fact that he came out and just said, they're not supposed to talk about injuries. Mike Tomlin makes that very, very crystal clear to the players. And Najee is like, forget this. Don't pretend like I got a sore toe and I'm just sitting out for 6 weeks. I got a Liz Frank sprain. But he set the world straight that he's not that much, he's not going to sit out for a little foot sprain. But he's back on the field here today, and I think he'll be as close to 100% as possible. And as you know, following the Steelers, they are going to need it, and he's probably going to touch the ball about 400 times this year, and he's probably going to get hit hard a bunch of times too with that, like you said, that offensive line. I got to throw one little shout out if you guys don't mind. Pat Freiermuth, the tight end, is a huge fan of your guys. He actually comes up to me in the locker room and tells me how much he loves you guys, so I just thought I'd throw him a shout out.
Well, tell Freiermuth we're big fans of his as well. Diggs actually has a jersey, I believe, always with him. He wanted, I forget which tight end. We were just going through college football class this morning. He said this tight end with Freiermuth with Pittsburgh. Brock Byers with Freiermuth in Pittsburgh. Look, cool. This is the custom jersey he made, Muth. So we're big fans of his as well. Tell him do a lot of people tell you that you're great on this show? Because you are. You are great on this show. I don't know how you are.
Well,
Go ahead.
The funny thing is your fans, the national guys like me. The local fans just hate me still. So it's a weird dynamic.
How it is.
Pittsburgh people hate me. Your fans love me. It's like we get him off there. We're tired of seeing him. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And your guys, he's pretty funny. He's pretty good. So it's an interesting dynamic right there.
Well, hey, stop burning bridges around Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Jesus. Ty, your question for Mark Caboli.
Well, first and foremost, that's bullshit, Mark. You're great on this show. I love when you come on. Also, last time you were on here, you mentioned that Chase Claypool basically was getting hurt like every other practice. Yeah. How's he doing? How's he doing? Do the Steelers expect to have their full complement of receivers going into Week 1?
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know about Deontay Johnson yet. We're not allowed to report of whether he practiced or not until they send out the injury report here in an hour or two. But I can tell you he didn't practice on Monday, and he still has that shoulder injury, so we're not quite sure about that. But, yeah, Claypool looks like he's back close to 100%, and he's a guy that can make a difference if he's healthy. The whole question is if he can stay healthy. He's been, like you said, banged up a little bit from here to there. But you have Pickens, Johnson, and Claypool,
What?
with Fryermuth, and Najee, and even guys like Gunnar Olszewski, who really impressed people in preseason. They're not lack of talent. They're just lack of experience and a question mark at quarterback and a offensive line that needs a lot of help. So I think they got the athletic ability and the skill players. It's just a matter of the other stuff.
Well, they got great coaching and they got great beat writers. We can't thank you enough for joining us. Good luck with that media lunch. Hopefully there's still some cold food available.
Yeah, I'll sweet talk my way into something, at least a sandwich or something.
What's your go-to line? Hey, you know me, Mark Boy. Come on. Is that what you guys are getting?
Hey, put it this way: if I can get a lunch, I'll tweet it out to you guys.
That's what we're talking about. A lunch update from Mark. If you could do that every day, we might be able to make that a paid segment.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. We'd appreciate you, just like we appreciate your time. You're the best, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Boy.
Yeah, boy!
He's the best.
Yeah, why Pittsburgh people not like him on the show?
He's a beat. No, I don't know if it's on this. Oh, people tell him in person, I guess he was saying. He must see like 2 or 3 tweets. 2 or 3 people tweet like, oh, don't have Caboli on, have somebody else on. I don't know. Is he normally negative about the team?
He tends to lean a little negative. Diggs will tell you, too. You go check Caboli's mentions sometimes. They're just like, shut up, Mark.
Well,
Tom Curran.
In his defense, the entire Pittsburgh local media that covers the Steelers is always negative. So,
Well, and Pittsburgh people naturally bury everybody. So it's just kind of a part of the.
Hey, it's tough being local media. You got to try to find a story every day. That's tough.
I would never in a million years be able to do it.
Tough.
There was a time I talked to, was it Zach Kiefer? I think he used to work for the Indy Star. Now he's with the Athletic. He covers the Colts. He had to write like 5 or 6 articles a week. I'm like, what the fuck are you writing?
Yeah. About what?
What do you write? He's like, well, that's what I'm coming to you for, man. What's going
on?
He's a great writer. But that has to take so much time. The amount of bullshit you got to sift through. I got a lot of respect for him. But the ones that are just super negative because they've been jaded by being around the team so much, it's like maybe try to find something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You got a couple of those in the locker room.
Yeah, every locker room has a few of them, I think. And it's like, if you don't love what you're doing, like, why don't you try something else? But I guess it's just a good paid job.
Well, and that would make sense, too, if you have to do a hell of a lot easier writing negative stuff. Like, quarterback fucking stinks again. It's a lot easier doing that every single day. And people, if the team's not playing well, people are like, he's right. The quarterback does fucking stink. This is bullshit.
And the amount of quotes you can get for somebody to bury somebody.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Hey, just real quick, anonymously, can you tell me about I'm writing this guy's terrible. Anything? Yeah, he's bad.
He sucks, right?
One executive told me, yeah, he's bad. So I'm not it probably is much easier to do such a thing. And also, if you're around it every day, you probably see a lot more of the negative bullshit. So you feel obligated to tell your story. There's some journalists that say, like, if I didn't use my platform for the truth, and I respect that and appreciate that, but I feel like a lot of people just get miserable fucking covering football, and it's like, hey, just move on, maybe go try another sport for a little bit and then come on back, because the NFL is only growing in popularity. These ratings tomorrow night, D-Butter, are about to be stupid.
Bananas.
Ozzy Osbourne's about to do maybe 45 million people watching.
That was Ozzy he was referring to.
With the Prince of, what are you talking about?
He's been around a while.
D-Butt.
His reality show was 45 years ago that we all remember.
Yeah.
Still crushes.
Still doing it though.
Sharon!
That was from the reality show, and then his big song is. We don't know the words to the song, but we know it goes hard as fuck. They go, that's a lot of crazy whites at those things. You know what I mean? There's a lot of headbanging, there's a lot of pushing and fighting at those things.
Oh, yeah. And Sal Capaccio is going to be on the drums. I wouldn't be surprised if Ozzy Osbourne brings in 5-10 million more people on the viewership.
Bro, what if fucking Sal Capaccio is spinning the goddamn drums? Right behind him. All right, let's hit some phone calls before we wrap up hour 1 here.
Are the Steelers going to have Vince Papale tryouts for the O-line in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he was very negative about the offensive line there.
They stink.
Not to be very positive.
Get Inzer at guard tomorrow.
I don't know if he's passing the
I wouldn't hate a lineup. We'll put Inzer at center, Mark
Caboli.
Madden
I was
left guard, Caboli at right guard. Then we just got to figure out the tackles. I think we're good to go.
Cam Hayward.
Isn't
put him both ways.
Caboli in the Ring of Honor for Pitt? Didn't he play left guard, left tackle there?
Yeah.
Let's go to the fence.
He would have been a first-round pick if he didn't blow out his knees.
That wasn't part of Tone's little college class.
It wasn't?
No, so I don't think it's accurate.
That's because they buried those thoughts.
Hey, you know what? He didn't tell me a single thing about UConn. So
Flying under the radar. I like it.
UConn fucking blows at college football. That's why.
Well,
I hate.
So far, we've only
screw
done.
me every year.
2-0 against the spread this year.
Hey, here we go.
We've only done the top 50 teams so far. We haven't gotten to 131 yet.
There was that one team that had 102nd ranked offensive line or defensive line.
102nd
West
ranked
Virginia?
defense last season. That'd be the Texas Longhorns going against Alabama.
102nd ranked defense. Too.
What's the spread on that one?
20. It was at 17. It's at 20 and a half now.
Get it now.
I believe Joey Galloway's exact words were whenever he was doing the ABC halftime show for Monday night's game, he goes, that thing started at 17, it's a 20 half. That might run up to 30. With Will, listen, I can't wait. I'm going to feel the vibe of Boston and see what's the game's going to
Their
be.
defense hasn't been the same since the Ocho brothers left.
Texas.
Yeah.
Good point.
Did they play together?
I think so.
They're like one after
Who's
the
older?
other.
Who's younger?
I
Do we know?
believe.
Sam's younger, right?
Yeah, I believe Manny is older.
Emmanuel, I don't know if that's his nickname. Emmanuel Ocho sent me a very nice
I think
tweet.
Sam
Oh,
might be
really?
older. Sam might be.
That's what I meant when I said Manny.
Oh, Sam is Manny.
Emmanuel on the brain, you know.
Well, it's Sacho and me.
Yeah.
Well,
Really? I thought it was the other way around.
Sacho and Macho.
nah, that was Ask Moncha. It was that actually, didn't they have that on Get Up, I think?
Yeah, hashtag.
They did.
I traveled to Get Up. I traveled to Get Up every week for an entire football season. Slept. Emmanuel's younger.
Wow.
Younger to say.
That's mind blowing.
Sacho's older.
Thanks for
Shout out to Manny. New show. I checked it out.
Speak.
Yeah.
How was it?
for yourself.
They spoke. It was good.
They did. Joy Taylor's on there. Shady's on there. Acho's on there.
Stacked.
That has the recipes to be great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how it goes. I did Get Up every Monday
Yes.
for an entire season.
Right.
Waking up at 4:30 a.m. on a Monday, flying to New York every single Sunday night while doing Thursday Night Football and College Game Day for a good part of that thing. Never got a segment on Get Up. Right.
No,
Me and Granny
no.
never got a segment. Never got a chance to do a segment. Was Sam Acho? He was there for half a day. He had a full fucking segment. And I'm like,
Acho.
I sent a text to Granny. I'm like,
Oh, really?
This is unbelievable.
What's this about?
And now he was great. He hit it out of the park, which is awesome. But it became a thing. I'm like, am I ever going to be allowed to just like speak? Or,
Kind of do my thing for a
you
couple
know?
minutes.
And Granny's like, yeah, you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing. Orlovsky's got 45 more pieces of film to break
Yeah.
down.
Dan Wagon. You need to let the Dan Wagon roll.
Dan's really good on TV. I fucking love that guy. We're teammates now at ESPN.
That's right.
He said it was
sure.
a great day for ESPN.
I am excited to see how this all plays out.
It'll be sweet. Austin's going to be awesome, too. Like right off the bat, you get Texas, Quinn Ewers, and Bama.
It rained in Columbus this past weekend, so that kind of
It was inside,
Well, damn.
outside, like that.
but it was still
Yeah.
electric. Now, Jack Harlow's performance did not experience the electricity of Ohio, but every place that we went to, what was it? South Dakota, Memphis, Minnesota, Baylor. I forget what. Fucking alive, very, very loud, very early. It is that crowd that comes for College Game Day is very real. I can't wait for it. I fucking can't wait for it. All of a sudden,
I was looking ahead to week 3. Miami plays A&M next week in A&M. College Station would be a absolute atmosphere as well.
Back-to-back Texas.
come on.
McConaughey is definitely walking out on Saturday.
Oh, I could definitely. I'm
no
gonna dap
doubt.
up
Forgot all
McConaughey.
about
So
that.
this is the thing about Game Day. Game Day brings in like the they get access
The
to like,
guys
I mean,
and girls.
I got a text message when I did the hit from the Masters.
Yeah.
I was here. I got a text message from the office of a president that was watching.
Whoa.
Hey, this is suit from President Obama's office. The president wanted to extend he enjoyed what you did on Game Day today. And I'm like, see, that's like this show ain't
That's the
never
Game Day reach.
This show ain't getting that. It's like, yeah, it's a whole different world. Let's get some more suits, maybe. Let's get some sport tops or sport coats. Gonna need those. For WWE for like the last year and a half, 2 years, I've literally only worn 3 of them in rotation.
Yeah.
The blue one, the black one, and the other black one.
I think that's fine.
No. Like this weekend we're in Texas. Like I gotta fucking
Burnt orange.
You got to go the whole
Yeah.
Where you going?
bolo.
well, I'm wearing a tank underneath for
Yeah.
sure. Can I go bolo as a necklace?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm disrespecting the cowboy.
I mean, you should get like a 150-gallon hat and wear it.
I used
Just
to
a
boots.
massive fucking cowboy hat.
definitely going boots, yeah. I'm a big cowboy boots
call.
fan. I love them. I've never had to wear them for my profession, so I believe I'm a fraud in the conversation around said cowboys. But those things are the most comfortable dress shoe that I've ever worn. And they make me, 7 inches taller.
Yeah, not bad.
I walk into a motherfucker like I'm Kevin Durant on
Yeah,
cowboy
exactly.
boots. I'm eye to eye with giants in cowboy boots. I'm
Shit,
like,
he might show up.
KD.
KD's
come on,
in,
Dahn!
No, he's in Turks and Caicos with Drake.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So he won't be there.
There, so thanks for
point.
breaking my heart.
Drake still have his new
already.
hair, or did he
Thanks
go
for-
back?
Drake,
he
Drake
still has
looks
his new
awesome.
hair.
He does.
Champagne Poppy looks awesome.
Yeah.
He does.
I don't know what he's doing, where he's headed. I don't know what he's a dance guy now. He looks awesome.
I just didn't know because humidity is tough down there in Turks and Caicos. I've been there, so
He's got him in.
not good for new hair.
They look great.
Yeah, he got that perm, and then he got the braids going.
Braids look so good.
They do.
The way they're designed too. He's got like a
relax.
canal. And
You should
stuff.
do it.
Are you all right,
Sick.
bro? Yeah, are you going to do them?
I have done them before.
You should right now on the
Yeah.
outside braid
You
down.
won't.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing one. Yeah,
Do two.
we'll see.
Do 3, do 4.
No, I mean I
Maybe
did,
you do a braid for every Patriot win.
Now we're talking.
Might not get any.
What's that?
I said might not get any.
Whoa! That's
Whoa.
not activity. We don't like that. We're going to take 5. We'll be back for hour 2. AJ Hawk will join us. The host of Up and Adams on FanDuel TV, formerly of Good Morning Football. Emmy-winning Kay Adams will join us in about 15 minutes as well for a conversation about her new show in the NFL season. There's a lot of stories for us to hit. And we have to select our draft order for our fantasy football draft.
Here we go.
That's happening tonight.
Pumped.
All right. See you guys. You like Trey Lance, huh? You love the way he plays, love the way he operates. How about how he handled the whole situation last year? I mean, this is isn't it kind of awkward situation going on over there, or not at all?
I mean, some would say it's definitely awkward. I mean, you trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback. Like, there's writing on the wall. Like, it is what it is. It's the NFL. It's a profession. Everyone's trying to bring in younger, better, cheaper players. And then that's just the way the league is. And so there is an awkwardness to it, I guess. But at the end of the day, we're all here on the same team, and we're trying to win Super Bowl. So it's the lucky thing that we have here at the Niners is I feel like we have a fantastic culture of guys that just want to get better every day, and we love everybody in the locker room. So, Jimmy G could have been a dick and said, it's not my job, not my responsibility to take care of this guy and put him under my wing. But instead what he did is he was professional every single day. He didn't complain one time. He showed up, he worked, he started, he got us to an NFC Championship game and helped Trey along the way. And so I thought Trey took a bunch of steps forward. And for Trey to become a really good quarterback in the NFL, he needs reps. And so once this kid gets a lot of reps, just watch out, because some of the things I've seen him do in practice kind of mind-boggling me, so I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, he's considered great athlete, right? Because obviously Aaron waited behind Brett Favre for 3 years, right? And I wish, and I've said this publicly a lot, and I'm sure the Luck family doesn't like this, I wish Andrew Luck would have sat behind Peyton for 1 year. Like, I wish Andrew Luck would have sat behind Peyton for 1 year to see how he operates in the building, how you operate with equipment managers, training, like everything like that. Trey getting an opportunity to watch Jimmy G do this. He's from the Tom Brady mentor camp or whatever. Did he make leaps? Like, did you see leaps and bounds as him as a player, as a football, as an NFL guy? Or is it just like a consistent growth with him and he's kind of just chill?
Both. I think it's consistently gotten better, but you could see, Jimmy G is a professional through and through. Jimmy G takes notes every single meeting. He asks questions every meeting. He's in his books. And I think once Trey saw that, he was like, oh, I need to do all that and more. And it's also, too, we have a great quarterback room. We got Nate Sudfeld in there, who's also he's got a nice little silly release. I like him a lot, too. He's great for Trey, too, because he's a people person. He helps Trey with the offense, and he did a great job helping him all year, too. So Trey has taken, in my opinion, big steps forward. If you compare him to last year's OTAs, I think he's 2 different players. And that's just exciting to see. Now, if Trey Lance was the starting quarterback, and if I say if, because I have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, not your decision. Not your decision.
Yeah, thank God it's not my decision. It's all you, Kyle. You got this. I believe in you. But all reps. And, if there's growing pains, there's growing pains. I think we have a good enough team around him, from Trent Williams and Nick Bosa to Fred Warner to George Ayuk to Brent to Debo Samuel. We have enough guys around him to help him out through those growing pains. And so if it happens, it is what it is. And hey, you know what? If at the end of the day we have to run the ball 35 times, count me in, baby.
Yeah, you love that, huh? Just fucking mauling people.
Oh, hell yeah.
Was that last season where you threw a guy and then continued to run, or was that 2 seasons ago? I don't remember. It's kind of all getting tracked. You're an absolute savage, though. Huh?
It happens every season.
There's me holding for you. Okay, I'm one of the greatest holders in the history of the NFL. You can go look at stats and percentages of made kicks. I also enjoy seeing other people shine. You'll pull it back just like you're golfing or just like a shooting game with your thumb. The wind in the top right corner is something you will have to pay attention to. And as you get rolling, the more kicks you make in a row, the more money and the higher the score gets generated. There's obviously things you'd like to hit. There's a lack of a fan lower left. There's a golden ball there, top left, in which you can put in if you're going to miss and make. The game has so many different pieces to it. We're incredibly proud. And then that's a miss, obviously. That's a terrible kick.
Not a good ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Lights are on.
Made it. No, I actually told him.
60?
Listen, Ty could go put a 20,000 piece on this if he wanted to right now. Ty and none of the boys at the office are up for any of the prizes, especially the week 1 prize. So there's a reason they've been playing for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There will be up and coming contests with this though next year or next week or maybe the week after that you'll have to beat or try to beat the highest score of the office, and there'll be a lot of money on the line. This is from 80 yards.
Nice
Boom, and he hits the no-win game.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat
What the fuck are
McAfee
you
Show
doing?
starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show on this glorious Wednesday, September 7th, 2020. Jeez. 2022. Hour 2 begins right. And now, football is just 24 hours away from today as the Buffalo Bills travel to Southern California to take on the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. The Talks Tables here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And in studio, like he will be all season, ladies and gentlemen, host of the Man to Man podcast, reoccurring guest on Up and Adams, Darius J. Butler. Hey, hair looks incredible, dude.
Appreciate you.
No problem. It looks really nice.
No hat.
Fresh haircut here?
Wow.
Yesterday. Yeah, fresh.
Whoa.
Hey, because you had a hat on, right? Didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Just
I
changed.
switch it up back and forth. I almost threw the cowboy hat on. Maybe later.
Something to think about.
Oh, see, have you ever worn a cowboy hat out in public?
Come on.
I'm gonna go no.
How about cowboy boots?
No.
Oh, you're missing.
Yeah.
Cowboy hat, I can't do.
Don't you
either.
got to earn the boots?
Well, that's a belt buckle.
How's the traction on those boots?
What's that?
How's the traction in those boots?
You can really dance, yeah. I mean, you're not going to really be pushing any cars or anything, you know.
Sure.
But you can get out there and fucking definitely till the land with it and do what you got to do and dance if you
Put
have
them
to.
fuckers in Spurs
Yeah,
usually.
those Cayman Crocs.
Yeah, you're damn right.
You know?
I got some ostrich this past weekend, boot barn down there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I walked into boot barn with the wife, you know, said, go get ready for Texas maybe here. And saw these nice ostrich skin. And a couple gold boys were in the back there. They were looking at things first. I didn't know what was the proper way to look at the stuff. I said, hey, you got these in my size? They're like, it's everything that we have is out. Okay, just
Sorry.
I'm like, sorry about it. All right, y'all know what to do down there. What's going on?
Speaking of sorry and traction, I don't think anybody. I did not see the ball spin yesterday. And
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Spun the ball yesterday. Stopped that fucker with my foot. Okay, you guys, no reaction.
I'm all about eye contact.
Well,
so I
that's the
assume
only
what-
thing. Yeah, we
say.
couldn't see it. We could see it on there, but we couldn't see it on there.
Yeah, I understand. I didn't think it was going to take place either. And somebody was asking a great question. So that person that was probably doing something awesome is a college football national champion,
Yeah.
a Super Bowl champion,
But
a Ryder Cup champion,
What?
a COVID survivor,
What?
AJ Hawk. Yeah! AJ, what's up, pal?
What's up? I didn't see you. Was I talking and you stopped the ball with your foot while I was spinning?
I think you were either trying to light your house on fire for your cigar or taking a big sip out of a massive bottle. All right?
Yep, one of the two.
That's one of your go-tos there while somebody else was asking a question. It's great to see you, AJ. How's life?
Good, man. I can't wait. I'm pumped for your the game day situation. I'm glad it's public. You didn't get to break it. Cool. I guess that's how it works. But you know what? I can't wait to see you and Matt McConaughey just palling around Texas.
Hell
this
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, he smokes dope, right? Not in Texas. It's not legal
Oh,
in
yeah.
Texas, but we'll set up a time
Used
to
to.
go to a state that is legal and do it together. I can't wait for an right interaction. It's going to be fantastic. I'm excited to get back on the road with College Game Day. I'm bummed I'm going to be missing SmackDowns throughout the season, but I'm thankful for how WWE said, yeah, like, you got, you know? I wouldn't have done it, by the way, if WWE was like, nah, we need you. I think they never said they don't need me, but they were like, hey, this is a massive opportunity that you should go do for sure. So it's been a fun thing. It's been a fun few days. It's all kind of come together pretty quickly, but I want to let you know, AJ, this show ain't ever changing, right? This show is never going to change. It's going to be great. And we got NFL football tomorrow. We talked to Sal Capaccio. We talked about Tre'Davious White potentially being an issue, but other than that, all systems go in tomorrow night, AJ, and I can't wait for our life now to become literally 24/7 for the next 5 months. Football, football, football.
Hell yeah.
This is the time of year that we look forward to. This is the time of year we get excited about. And obviously the Bills are favored by 2.5 on the road. There's some bets we're putting together for a no sweat promotion that FanDuel has going on where you can place a bet. And if you lose, you just get that back in free bets. So let's go fucking big
here we
tomorrow.
go.
AJ, the season's right around the corner, pal. What's your energy like? What are your vibes like?
I'm pumped. It's finally here. It almost doesn't feel real, but aren't the Rams pissed that they're Super Bowl champs playing at home and they're dogs in this first game?
Well, AJ, you tell me, are you ferocious? And remember I asked you one time what you would describe your style of play as, and you said, are you serious? What do you want me to say? I'm ferocious.
Real question.
That sounds like a question during a pre-production meeting that I don't want to be a part of or whatever. That's basically what you just said right there. I assume the Rams know that they are underdogs at the house, but is that going to fire them up more?
No, they don't care, but they're probably thinking, like, I'm sure in the back of their mind, like, how do we just won the Super Bowl. We lost Von Miller, yes. OBJ is not on our team right now, but how are we dogs in the first game of the season?
Great question. We have similar thoughts. OBJ actually went on to tweet. He says he thinks these teams that are starting the season going to be ending the season together as well. Darius Butler, that is very real. That's a very real possibility that I think everybody has on their mind. Odell Beckham Jr. also potentially linked to both of these teams because Von Miller said, "Go locker right here for you," and the Rams said, "Hey, you crashed McVay's wedding, so." Like, you have to come back. Yeah. Odell Beckham Jr. getting in the commentary, anything he says, people are going to talk about. What he said is valid, though. These might be the two teams that end up in the Super Bowl, and I think the NFL, would be pumped about it. Yeah. Start the season, end the season the same exact way.
Got defending champs. Obviously, expectations are high with Stafford and Cole, and then obviously the Bills. I feel like everybody's on that wagon. Are they still the betting favorites?
Yes.
Yeah. So everybody's on that wagon.
It's getting
so
lower too.
Yeah, expectations are high. Great game to start the season off with. I'm shocked that the Rams are still dogs as well. I'm definitely taking them to win this one.
Oh, really? We just had here we go. If you're going to make a pick for a game, like, we can at least
Bill,
fucking
spruce it up.
Come on, make deep butts.
Darius Butler has made an official pick
What about the over, too?
Whoa.
Slow down, Hog.
No, it's football season. I'm not slowing down.
Yeah, you're right.
It's go time. Fuck it.
Hey, I like that eagerness. Okay, I like that excitement out of you. I like that. Hey, we need more. But we need to acknowledge Darius Butler has picked the Rams plus 2.5.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Wow, let's go, D-Butt.
Put it on the
Might be
record.
riding with you, D-Butt. We'll see.
Oh, good tease.
Tease right there. Okay, AJ. I'm learning. Show
Still
business.
thinking.
AJ, we'll make our official selections tomorrow. We will also make our Super Bowl selections tomorrow. We will make our divisional winners today.
I don't care about. Who cares about the division?
Everybody.
Dude,
It's the first step to the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right.
we're going to do division winners today in the third hour. We're going to do MVP winner today in the third hour. We'll do comeback player of the year today in the third hour. We'll do offensive player of the year and defense player of the year in the third hour.
Okay, let's go.
Tomorrow, we will be picking winner of the game, winner of the Super Bowl,
Right.
and we'll be talking to some fucking legends tomorrow, I do believe, to kick off the entire NFL season.
On Fridays, you guys run the slate again, or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
what? That's my favorite
God
day.
damn, it's exciting.
Hey, remember
I'm starting to enjoy that product.
Yeah.
At first, I didn't enjoy it. Now I do enjoy making those picks.
look at us. We're a segment show.
I know.
did-
B block, C block, D block.
We did feel the beat in the first hour. Did you see Kaboli? You missed lunch to chat with us about life.
I saw a little bit of Kaboli. Did he really miss lunch?
Yeah.
He said, I'm sacrificing it, eh? I'm missing media lunch to do this conversation with you guys.
And it wasn't no slouch of a lunch.
Good luck.
Bison burgers. They had bison meat.
For the
over there.
media?
Update. It wasn't bison burgers.
What was it?
Fucking Italian beef.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's living the dream. Kabali.
Kabali with a Kabali. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he's the best.
Just thinking about him, he's all by himself in that indoor facility with a phone, saying, hey, guys, doing his whole thing.
Yeah.
The pit players walking by him just got to be like, what the fuck is Kaboli doing?
No,
here?
they know Kabul.
He's crushing, absolutely crushing. As did Sal Capaccio. He had a microphone and he had a cameraman from his balcony in his, I think Giovanni in the hotel that the Bills are staying at right now. He was ready for Feel the Beat. He said Dawson Knox gets a brand new deal. He's going to go, but this isn't just about this upcoming year for Dawson Knox. They think he's nowhere near his ceiling, nowhere near where he's headed to. He's best friends with Josh Allen. He just signed a 4-year, $31 million guarantee deal, 53.6 in totals with other incentives and stuff. Knox has said, I love people in Buffalo. Hopefully I'll be here a long time. Everybody in Buffalo loves this man, AJ. Your thought on Dawson Knox getting this massive deal and what this means for other tight ends?
Well, how long has Dawson Knox been playing tight end? Like, how long has he been in this position? I don't know. It's not that long, is it?
Formerly a quarterback.
Yep.
Then he goes to...
Ole Miss. Yes.
Yeah, it's probably
Either way, his
4
ceiling is
years,
very,
probably.
very high. The dude's already a
Yes.
stud, but the potential he has as well is crazy. So, yeah, I think this was a no-brainer for the Bills.
Especially on the rocket ship that is the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen, who's only
Yeah.
getting better and better. I would assume, as a New England Patriot fan, not exactly thrilled that Dawson Knox was signed on the dotted line to go ahead and ruin your lives for a couple more years, pal.
No, I'm okay with that. I mean, the real worry is how good the AFC is as a whole. I mean, I think even if you're a Buffalo Bills fan, you have to be worried. Like, man, of course, when our team gets as good as it's been for the past 25 years, 7 other teams get as good as they've ever been in the past 25 years. So, I mean, yeah, you are worried about the Bills, but one game at a time. You know that. You know, I'm looking to Miami on Monday. I'm not looking past that. I'm not looking to anything before that, although I am looking to tomorrow. I'm very excited to play some bets on that game.
So you're certainly looking before that, but not
Yeah.
after that. All
No.
eyes are on Monday. You're not worried about what the Buffalo Bills are doing just
Yep.
yet, but that is a valid point. It feels like the entire, obviously, AFC, but the NFL has just gone to a heightened level. Feels like every team's good. More money's being spent. More teams are going all in. And speaking of going all in, FanDuel TV did just that.
That's right.
Yeah.
They signed an Emmy Award-winning host
Oh, yes, they did.
who was off air for like 100-some days or whatever. Had a couple commercials, crushed them. Of
course.
Now she has her own show, Up and Adams, that you can watch every single day, 11 Eastern on FanDuel TV. Both on, I think, well, I don't want to... It's everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Just find where FanDuel TV is. You'll find this show. It's been fantastic the first 2 days. Can't wait to see it continue to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, Kay Adams.
Oh, thank you. And congratulations on College Game Day. You are amazing. I don't know how you balance your time. Congrats.
Well, I fucking stink at it, actually. It's going to catch up to me, but I'm very thankful for that. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back to Daytime TV. Morning TV.
It's, I've liked to not have to super glue eyelashes onto these eyeballs, but I've missed you guys and I've missed, setting the tone in the morning. And I'm so excited that we're kind of related now, the FanDuel family.
Absolutely. Love having you in the FanDuel family. I think FanDuel TV has had a smashing success. Your show has been great. Darius was on today. We've been watching.
Yeah.
Have you been enjoying this? How much of the creative process have you been a part of? And how will it change once games start, you think?
1,000,000%. And, traditional media, that's not really the case, right? So the show's going to evolve. What it was yesterday and today, maybe we'll go a little looser. We'll bring in guests from, all parts of the FanDuel family, of course, in the sports entertainment space. So I would just say it's going to be a journey, right? Ups and downs, we're going to try things. And it just feels so good to have that support and that freedom. So we're really, really excited. And now we have a football game tomorrow. So I came back from Africa just in time.
Well, welcome back from you were
Where
in Africa for 100 days. What were you doing in Africa?
No, I was there for about 3 weeks.
That's Chappelle, right?
Yeah.
I went to Kenya, I went to Tanzania, and I went to Rwanda, and I ran into an NFL owner while I was gorilla trekking, Pat. Isn't that insane?
Yes, this is all insane. I had no idea this is where the conversation was going to go. So you said you're going to move on from Good Morning Football. You want that? This is literally Chappelle did this.
Yes. Yeah.
He said, "I'm going to get out of here." Was this like
Dan Snyder?
Was it? Was he hiding? Was everyone hiding from a congressional oversight committee in Rwanda?
There was not. I didn't realize this was going to go there either, but it was amazing. I went and I was going on a gorilla trek, and they put you in these like pods of 8 people. So I was with one other person. They put you in, and I'm sitting there, and of course, like hat, no makeup, like just we woke up and they put you in like gaiters on your feet, and you're all like performance gear to go out into the jungle, and I hear Kay Adams, and I turn, and it's an NFC West. Should I have you guess?
Cliff Kingsbury.
Steve.
No.
Bidwell. Sean McVay.
You say owner?
No, it was Michael Bidwell. It was Cliff's
Oh, it was an owner.
Oh.
I completely forgot it was a fucking owner. Bidwell was there on his own plane.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes, very crazy. I mean, I assume it's very expensive to do this.
There's 800 people there, and then you get put into these groups, and so I'm like, is that my Super Bowl pick? Maybe, because it was so intimate.
Oh, the universe kind of put you guys together in Rwanda. Was it a successful trip? Did you meet any gorillas? Did you shake their hand? Did you go shake their hand? Because I think that's what you got to do.
Is that right? I did not do any of that, but
they'll rip it right off.
Like, no, that if you don't shake their hand, they'll rip it off. Listen, I watched this whole documentary on this.
I'm not doing it.
Your sanctuary. You go into their land. You got to go like
under them.
Yeah, pair of specs.
Yeah, you got to go like do one of those.
They pull your whole arm off and eat it then.
Pat, no, that's not the move. You have to go and you have to make a noise.
You got to go shake their hand.
I want to shake their hand.
You got to go shake their hand.
What noise do you have to make?
Noise.
What's the
Pat,
noise?
You walk up.
Hi.
One day when you have vacation, which you never have, you will walk up to these gorillas in Rwanda and you have to go literally.
No way.
Hell yeah.
Okay. No fucking
Because that makes them know that you're friendly.
I want to shake their
That's
hand.
a handshake isn't friendly, but I'm fucking alpha in this gorilla.
No way.
I don't think so. Did you do this? Did you?
I'm not a silverback gorilla. Like what are you talking about?
Did it work? Did it work?
Yeah, you would have got, like, if they start moving towards you, you have to go, they make that noise.
Are you making yourself as large as possible, too, like a fucking bear?
Oh, no, that's
you
can't do that.
Yeah.
No, but I saw one having sex, too.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
Why? It's because you were fucking doing the goddamn it's a mating call you're doing.
Wow.
They got all these Americans. Hey, welcome, Americans. Yeah, go walk up and do some mating calls and then see the show. See the show.
Well, that's what they do.
That's awesome. I can't wait to go.
Fresh meat.
I can't wait to go on this erotic gorilla trek.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
It does. This is a good little vacation.
Yeah.
Did Bidwell go to a gorilla? I need to hear that.
You will have to ask him when he comes on your show himself. I've said too much.
All right. Well, we're happy you got back from vacation. Did you enjoy the 100-some days off, or no? It sounds like you had a great time. Was it a lot of that, a lot of similar to that, a lot of questions about what was next, or did you have it all figured out?
No, I totally unplugged. I'm pretty good at compartmentalizing. So I didn't even get. We got the Emmy, and I didn't even know. I was in Europe. I had no idea. I went to Greece. I went all over.
Hey, congrats!
Let's go.
You won an Emmy.
Thanks. Yeah, I haven't celebrated it at all. I haven't even, thought about it. It's very exciting, sure. And I'm just happy to be back. I'm good at going off the radar. but I'm ready to, sort of kick off the season, and I'm really so grateful. Like FanDuel was such a nice fit, and they're so you know this better than anybody. Like and your dealings with them, totally open to want to go do this, want to do that. So the door's open for whatever I want to do. If I want to start a guerrilla erotic tour in Rwanda, I'm sure FanDuel would be supportive.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to bet on how many people we. That's gonna have to get regulated then. But I'm sure we could find a. What an amazing thing! I can't believe that is the. I'm telling you, that documentary I seen. You walk in and you fucking shake their hand. You have to.
Planet of the Apes. That's how Caesar gets the.
Exactly. You got to put your hand. You got to put your head down and let them.
Yeah,
touch
because
your
if
hand.
not, smack it right in the mouth.
I'm gonna kill you.
Eat your
What's
face.
the non-friendly sound though? I need to know that.
I believe.
The non-friendly thing is when the silverback, they have like a lot of air in their chest. These things are huge, and you see them sort of like the air fills their chest, and then they start doing this, and then like shit, you're in trouble.
You run to your pod. Was there any code red moments out there in Rwanda?
No, just the sexy moments. Nice. That was it.
Where did you sleep? Did you sleep at a hotel out there, or was it like out safari type thing?
Yeah, it was. I was on safari for a couple of weeks, and then to do the gorilla trekking was like 3 hours out of Kigali, the capital, and it was in a beautiful hotel, just not too far away.
Happy you didn't get COVID, Dahn.
Yeah,
thank God.
Gosh, Jesus. Thank you. Very happy for that. Congrats on winning an Emmy. Sounds like you enjoyed it. Let's get back to some NFL conversation now. It seems like the league's better than it's ever been, honestly. This morning I heard you chit-chatting about numerous teams. Who do you like this year? Who do you like going into the season? I know you have friends literally all over the league, so we're putting you in an interesting spot. But what are some teams you're really intrigued by, Kay?
I love the Bengals, as you know. I loved them magical ride last year. They'll be competitive. I do enjoy that everyone's sort of counting them out because I think they'll surprise, and I like the undersell and over-deliver of that team. But the Ravens, if they're healthy, how are you going to beat them? They're so good. If we get, Marlon Humphrey at 100%, Marcus Peters, let's go with that secondary, and Hamilton, all that would be amazing. And I hope for Lamar, he just pulls a Flacco. Pull a Flacco, get paid, bounce back, set the world on fire, and do your thing. So I think the Ravens are going to be super formidable. Your Colts?
Come on.
I'm headed to Indy in a couple weeks to do something with the Colts, and I'm so excited for them too. I think they can make waves. And the Chargers, Justin Herbert win the MVP. Why wouldn't he? The numbers will be there. Full complement of receivers back. Both sides of the ball. Great, tough division, but I think they're the best and most complete, which is something I always look at.
A lot of good teams. Go ahead, AJ.
What about tomorrow, Kay? How excited are you about the NFL season kicking off? Obviously, Bills, Rams, Josh Allen, another guy who a lot of people think may win the MVP. What do you think that game is gonna be like?
AJ, good to see you. I am super excited.
Congrats on not getting killed over there.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm really excited. I might get killed in the parking lot because I'll go there and we'll see what those Buffalo Bills fans look like. They travel super well. I get to go to the game.
Hell yeah.
I moved to LA, which is insane and something I never thought that I would do. So I'm excited to celebrate all of that. I would say, is Cooper Kupp going to have 300 yards in this game? No Tre'Davious White. What a bummer. And I think they keep saying things like, we're keeping our fingers crossed. We hope to have him early in the season. If they don't have White, and I know they got the safeties and all of that, I'm really worried about this team down the stretch because everybody's pumping them up. I hate when teams get overhyped. I don't care who it is, a team I like or don't like. It's never good to have everybody unanimously saying you're going to go to and win the Super Bowl.
Hey, how about Allen Robinson, too, over there? I mean, it is. They got better. No, OBJ's just kind of chilling and tweeting right now. If they bring him back midseason as well, Sean McVay just is going to have a plethora of weapons for fucking ever, Kay. Forever, it feels like.
It's so true. And, there's, of course, that thing about repeating for a Super Bowl. I talked to Sean Payton, my first guest on Up and Adams on FanDuel TV. And he, because he went, and then they had a good, successful winning season the next year. The Saints did, like so many teams. I mean, the Patriots, 2004, 2003, they went back to back. But Beastquake took him out, and it's really hard to get back there and do it. And his main thing was that it's exhausting. Do they have the depth beyond their superstars to sort of compete down the stretch if they're so exhausted from playing at that level all year? And then Matthew Stafford's elbow, so there's certainly some question marks on the Rams side.
We're so happy for Matthew Stafford. Yeah. He's playing with broken neck, split spleen, couple kidneys lost. How many lungs you got? He broke them both. I mean, he has been there, done that in Detroit. He goes to L.A. Now he's a pitchman. He's on like 4 different commercials. Super Bowl champion, having the time of his life. Now he's got to worry about this damn elbow. That ain't going to be a problem, Foxy.
No problem at all.
That ain't going to be a problem for Matty Stafford.
Toughest guy in the NFL.
He's got that
I
Texas.
hope not.
I hope not, too, because him and Cup on the same page is magic to watch. And then you add in Sean McVay's over-excited, over-analytical. I mean, it's just what they could accomplish. And Aaron Donald's back. It's unbelievable. Can't wait to watch him. Darius, your question for Kay. Great work, you two. Good TV earlier.
Appreciate Kay for having me on, man. Big year, obviously, huge year coming up, but we got a huge fantasy draft tonight. I know you're the OG in fantasy advice, so I need some fantasy one-on-one right now for me and my teammate Gertie.
What do you need?
I need some advice.
Kay, we don't know shit about
Pretty please. I don't know,
Kay, we don't know anything about
Sleeper.
None of you play fantasy?
So me, AJ, and Darius do not. We are being forced into Bruce's league today, and we are about to get laps run around us. We all have teammates, but our teammates happen to be the worst in the office. So we're just talking about just basic shit here, Kay.
101.
Okay.
We got the draft tonight, 8 p.m. Twitter Spaces.
2 kicker league and a punter.
2 kicker league and a punter. Okay, this is a big deal.
Whoever has the second pick should trade down before the draft even starts, because the second pick is the suckiest spot to be in, because everyone's going to take Jonathan Taylor first overall, and then at number 2 you sit there and you say, should Derrick Henry go? Is he going to come back and get all the carries and stay healthy? Do I go with Justin Jefferson, who's almost a sure thing? Or do I go Christian McCaffrey, who, if he stays healthy, he blows everybody out of the water? So it depends on what's your appetite for risk.
Do you have to go running back?
I think so. I think you should definitely start with a running back, and I wouldn't take, obviously, the old rule. I'm an old grandma when it comes to this, but quarterbacks late. Do you know that for the first time ever, Aaron Rodgers is ranked as the 13th? The disrespect.
Because this guy's in the jungle doing ayahuasca.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Hey, I was in the jungle too.
Kay might have hit him.
It's crazy because he's never been outside as a healthy quarterback, he's never been outside the top 10. I understand he loses Devontae Adams, but are we not talking about a back-to-back MVP? Like, are we not talking an offensive creative mastermind in that LaFleur?
Thank you, Kay. That's what we've been saying.
welcome.
I saw he was 13th ranked quarterback. I definitely knew that before you said it. I was like, these fucking people.
I don't know.
Is this fantasy or real life? Because both of them are wrong.
That's right.
And I don't like it at all.
How much do you get penalized for throwing picks? Because Aaron doesn't throw picks. I would imagine that helps in fantasy.
-1.
That ain't
It
shit.
depends on what your league setting. Yeah, it's what your league settings are. So whatever you play, you should definitely look. Some of them are 4. In which case, I like Jameis Winston, but I don't like Jameis Winston.
Whoa!
Good year
I
last
don't
year.
know.
Oh, is that because Sean Payton isn't the coach there anymore? You hope he just does terrible down there at the Saints?
I will
Wow.
say, no, he was actually really, really performing pretty well. And before he got hurt, I think he had a winning record as a starter. He had more efficient numbers than he ever had in Tampa Bay. I think he could throw a lot. Like Dennis Allen, defensive-minded coach. I hope he can continue to get the best out of him. I mean, Sean Payton sort of got him to walk that line of aggressive and reckless really, really well. Does that continue? There's so many questions with the Saints. Michael Thomas, are you top 10? I believe so. But there's I don't know. Jameis is a wild card. That's why we love him.
Yeah, he was awesome to watch. I mean, he kept his team in the games and the other teams in the games. And he's the only quarterback in the history of the NFL that's been able to do that week in, week out when he was playing. But he had no eye, couldn't see shit.
That's right.
Guy couldn't see, he was blind. Got
yeah.
LASIK, he's a whole new quarterback. Went to Harvard quarterback school with Sean Payton, Drew Brees. He was on Trust Levels, which is a Players Tribune podcast with Mark Ingram and Cameron Jordan. And they told him he's a 76 on Madden. And Cam and Mark ran through his stats, his career stats. Sounds like he's got the entire team on his fucking side. Yeah. They could be a squad. If he's not throwing picks, he's a guy.
Agree.
Yeah.
Is he right?
I like him, and I also like Chris Olave, because if you have Michael Thomas and he's healthy, I think Chris as a rookie is in the best position. I think he balls out because he's not going to have all the attention of the defenses. We've seen Jameis. When Jameis is throwing for tons of yards, he can support a top 10 fantasy receiver, a top 10. He had Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So if Michael Thomas can do that. Olave has got the speed, downfield. Jameis, it all makes sense.
I feel like we just got sorry about it. Your team's going to fucking lose.
Yeah, T-Bud.
Your team's going to lose.
Nah.
AJ, you got no shot.
Me and Bill got that.
Yeah, you guys stink.
Yeah, you guys are fucked.
Their team's going to stink.
Sorry.
All right. Ty, your question for Kay Adams.
Yeah, Kay, you mentioned that you moved to LA in the offseason. Taking the temperature around the stadium kind of the last few days, is it crazy that people are more excited now for Ozzy Osbourne than the game?
Oh man, I haven't been near the stadium. When I tell you I moved in the off season, I moved last weekend while launching the show. I don't have air conditioning. I don't have anything in my name. I don't have the internet at my house.
What?
But
Well, I don't think you're allowed to use any of it if you had it in California.
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed
Blackouts.
to use the internet or
Outages.
energy or anything out
Electricity
there right
grid.
now, I
It's gonna
think,
fail.
Kay. Welcome to Cali.
Welcome to Cali. It's going to take me a minute to like Cali. That's not, I don't want any Cali hate from anybody, but it's not. I'm much more city girl, New York, where I've lived for over 10 years. But I think people are excited. I mean, we got a nice game on Sunday. Raiders Chargers, I think, will be very exciting because all those Raiders fans that love this, and it'll be exciting tomorrow, but for nothing but the Buffalo Bills fans coming and breaking their elbows and shins, jumping off buses onto tables.
They're having a party tonight. Sal Capaccio is
Oh, yeah.
MC.
MC,
It's
yeah.
going to be a good time. Connor, your question for Kay.
Yeah, Kay, since you are in LA now, do you get the sense that maybe if the Rams start a little slow, that the Chargers are going to quickly become the team of the town, or what do you think there?
I hope so. I mean, Justin Herbert, total MVP candidate, stud. Nobody's done what he's done through 2 seasons. Not the most vocal leader, but Derwin James is incredible. I caught up with Austin Eckler earlier this week just talking about it and just the confidence they have in Brandon Staley. And to me, it all comes down to just, did you guys really exercise those Chargers demons? Like, is it done, or is it still going to creep up like it did? And they're super juiced up to start the season because they, of course, get to take on the Raiders, who knocked them out last year. So there's a lot of storylines there, and they're just loaded. I mean, Keenan's a character. I've never, I worked for the Rams when I was in St. Louis, like in the Chris Long, Sam Bradford years, and they were never, super supported there because they were losing under Jeff Fisher, we know and love. But I would say the Chargers have always had my heart, and now they're loaded. I cannot believe that they're like Super Bowl being talked about, or even that the candidacy of Justin Herbert. It's so impressive and such a testament to Brandon Staley. What a badass he is.
They're going all in, too. I mean, testament to Telesco and the ownership paying money to people. J.C. Jackson being out first.
Not good.
That's not great news on the back end, but he'll be there whenever football matters.
Yeah, sure.
How the fuck did you get here? So you started with the Rams? That's where how did you get to?
Yeah. So I went to Mizzou, which is in Columbia.
M-I-Z-O-U!
I never went to a
Bushwhackers?
football game there. I bartended and waitressed every game day because I would make like $1,000, which just like saved my life and bought me books for the next semester. So I never went to Faroe Field when I was there, but I went. So from there, I just got into fantasy football, just being competitive. And SiriusXM launched this station. I moved to St. Louis with a boy, and I didn't want to be there because I'm from Chicago. But took a job with the Rams, where I was the girl, not on air. I just wanted to do whatever I could do to get near the team and like in some capacity. And I was the girl that would, no joke, Pat, at the Edward Jones Dome, the elephant graveyard of the NFL. I would stand in the tunnel, 5 feet tall, 100 pounds, with a headset, smoke, pyrotechnics, and I'm after whatever speech the coach gives them in the thing, and they're about to come out. I'm holding like Steven Jackson back, like while he's trying to, and they're telling me his name, and they're like, send him, and I'm like getting dragged and like concussed by a helmet.
Well, you did a great job. Look at you. Now you're ending on that.
Should have worn a Guardian cap.
Let's go. Let's take a trip back in time a little bit, shall we? Before Gorilla Treks.
Sure.
Before any trips to Europe or anything like that. Tone Diggs, your question for Kay.
Okay, this question used to be right up your alley. Which 90s sitcom star from the hit TV show Friends reminds you most of an NFL quarterback?
Oh my God! I don't. What a question.
What? That's Good Morning Football.
Ross Geller,
That is
Joe
Good
Flacco.
Morning Football.
I know, but I would tee up those
Chandler.
questions for the Goop Troop, and then they would like eat that up and spit it out. I wasn't, partaking. Oh, I don't know which Friends. Who's a really strange quarterback? Phoebe would be Aaron Rodgers because I feel like she would do it out.
Bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely
13.
nailed it.
This is what we've
Nailed
learned
it.
here.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Aaron
let's play
Rodgers is
guitar.
Phoebe.
Crushed it.
And he's the 13th ranked fantasy football quarter. It's been a rough convo for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but we know Ross is Rich Gannon. We've known that for years. I
Rich
don't know
Gannon,
why.
that's
Yeah.
current quarterback?
Yeah.
Obviously.
He's a 90s quarterback.
No, 90s sitcom.
Oh.
Listen to the question, dude.
Who's Jen Aniston
Thanks.
then?
Herbert?
Jen
Stafford?
Aniston.
Yeah,
Joey
Herbert.
So
Burrow.
who's? No, Tom Brady.
Hey, how do you feel
she's
about
the most,
Joey?
Jen does have a
She's
few.
most successful. She's the winningest. She's the one that stood out. Married to somebody. She was married to someone, as
Brad
an
Pitt.
equal in Brad Pitt before. I think there's Jen Aniston, like American Sweetheart, absolutely.
What do you think?
Comedies like Ted 2. It all makes sense.
What do you think it's on?
I mean,
Situation, not as a human. I mean, that's a whole.
Anytime you open yourself up and you don't show up at an OTA. I mean, Aaron Rodgers did the same thing. Like, you're opening yourself up for judgment. But I at Good Morning Football, I was in a job for 6 years. By the 6th year, it sort of runs itself. If you need some, you don't have to be on every call. You don't have to micromanage everything. I think he's earned the right to sort of have his time away. But if he's not up to par, people are going to think that he's not all in. What an absurd question for Todd Bowles to be asked. But perception is reality. It's just going to be, I hate the fact that if he's 45 and it catches up to him, and it will at some point, or if the offensive line just isn't what it was and he declines at all in his level of play, people are going to say, he's not all in. But he was all in through controversy on the field, family issues off the field. He went and wasn't he in Qatar, like on a camel taking a selfie or whatever, and he missed OTA as a volunteer camp, and he won a Super Bowl that year.
He was in Qatar
with Dude Perfect.
He was at the World Cup. Was he setting up the World Cup? You think?
Did
Ken?
you guys just say? Did you just say Dude Perfect? That's
They were in Qatar too. Okay, I mean you were tracking gorillas or whatever in Rwanda, having incredible sound effects to really bring them in. But yeah, Dude Perfect was over there doing trick shots in Qatar. People were not happy about it.
No, they weren't.
I didn't know. I missed that headline. But Tom, it'll be fascinating. Part of me, how's it going to end? Like, we love that he's obsessed with the game. I just want it to be the storybook that he wants it to be, and that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for him to give it up, and that feels like that is the root of all the conversations happening with him on the field and off the field. But if you're almost the MVP last year and you still got a team back, why not go for another run? Excited to watch it. $375 million waiting on him. Okay. Yeah. If that ain't enough to get you to retire, I don't know what will be. Excited to find out. Kay, you are crushing it. We can't wait to watch Up and Adams every day on FanDuel TV before we go live. You're the best. Welcome back.
Pat, thank you for always being supportive. You are a bright light in this business, buddy. Thank you. And everybody, thanks, guys. It's so good to see you.
Yeah, you guys kind of stink.
Thank
though.
you, Kay.
All right,
Thank
Kay.
you,
Kay Adams. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Kay. She's talking to you too, AJ.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Mark.
I'm with the boys, so yeah, I want to be a part of the group.
No, you're
Yeah.
No, you're not. You didn't invite us to your charity.
You're
I am Con. Don't worry, Con. I'm with
you're
you.
not.
You're
Sorry,
in,
not.
you're in an attic in Ohio on your actual high horse looking down on everybody.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That is exactly where you are. Let's get to a break. We'll be back on the other side with some phone calls. There's also some shit we got to chat about. Kevin Stefanski, Baker Mayfield. Can't wait to hear Darius and AJ's thoughts on that while we react, obviously. Chase Young. There's a whole situation cooking with him over in Washington. He's an absolute dog when he's healthy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Towards ACL, right?
Again.
Whoa. No.
No, hope not.
Is that
I hope
real?
not.
That's not real.
No, that was the report. That was.
I'm saying he's not like plagued by hamstring pulls. He tore his ACL. It was a big time injury.
It was, but then there's a whole drama.
re-aggravated
There's always drama going on. And then we got a bunch of week one NFL storylines that Dirty put a graphic together that is worth looking at. It's a hell of a Wednesday, September 7th. We can't thank you enough for joining us. We'll see you. Hey, I need 5. Let's take 5. 5. Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. It's big time big. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. You know, whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back.
Stinks here, huh?
What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we are in currently. think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do.
You know, growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody?
I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else.
And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is.
This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. And I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bolino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm gonna try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm gonna give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm gonna give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm gonna give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're gonna have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports. Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the Indy. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
When you came to my office and told me your plan about retirement, I never thought we'd be sitting there and you'd be the megastar. Sorry for saying that, but it's true that you are, because your show and what you do and the entertainment you provide, is David Letterman type. It's at the very top. And I always knew you had that potential. I knew you were going to go and be a comic and those things, which was great. But man, what you've accomplished, we're so proud of you that you're a Colt alumni player. I mean, you represent.
I'm lucky. You helped me out a lot.
You represent so much about what we're about, and the fans just love you, Pat. So I'm always appreciative when you ask me on, that's for sure.
Well, we're lucky you stopped by. Not only are you a steward for the game, but I feel like the NFL is really the only sport in America where it's city versus city. It rallies everybody together. Doesn't matter your socioeconomic, doesn't matter your political affiliation, doesn't matter your religious affiliation. It brings everybody together. That's why the sport's so incredible. The fact you've been around it for so long, you should take a lot of pride in that. And I'm very lucky to be a Colt. I know Darius says the same thing.
Absolutely.
And once I become a billionaire, we'll have your ass back on, and you can buy me a Rolls Royce.
You're moving there quickly.
Hey, come on, new money, inflation, what's it mean?
Today's show is presented by Cash App.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Love Cash App.
Hey, we do. That's money.
Yeah, that's money.
That is money.
The football season. No, it's not money.
What's that?
Mark Boy missing lunch.
Well,
point.
T's and P's.
I mean, long term.
That's money.
He also didn't miss lunch.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
He got lunch.
Italian sauce.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
That makes up Baker's dozen. What's that? Nick, you okay? That's not money, what you just did right there.
What'd he do?
Can we get back to who's presenting the show today?
Sure. The football season brings us so many beautiful things. Kaboli, obviously, but it also brings us fantasy football.
Hell yeah.
Woo-hoo! We're playing this year, and Bruce's league is presented by Cash App. Don't be the guy that doesn't pay your fantasy commish, your league dues. With Cash App, it's never been easier to send money. Go into Cash App and use hashtag PMS Thanks Commish and send money to your commissioner, or anybody for that matter, and you'll be automatically entered to win money from Cash App. That's hashtag PMS Thanks Commish.
It doesn't have to be just for your commissioner.
No, you can send it to anybody.
We actually told them, they said, to pay your commissioner your dues or whatever, just use the hashtag PMS Thanks Commish, and then they're able to track every time that hashtag is used, and then they're like, we'll pick winners from that.
Okay.
So our immediate brains that game everything, we're like, so you just use the hashtag PMS Thanks Commish, you'll automatically be entered. It doesn't have to be a thank you to the commissioner. And they were like, oh, yeah, but that's not necessarily what it's for. It's like, all right, well, that's what we're going to say. Yeah, use hashtag PMS Thanks Commish when you send money to anybody, I think.
Yes.
On Cash App, you'll automatically be entered in to win some money.
Yeah, let's go. That's awesome. And, now it's time for, I think, something we've all been looking forward to for this entire show. It's time to figure out our draft order for tonight from Spaces. And, I think we have,
Bruce, we have a commissioner.
Do we? Yeah,
hey, Bruce. Bruce, why don't you come on in here?
Come on, Bruce.
Bruce, come on in here.
What do you say, Commish?
Hey, Commish, come on in here. This is going to be a lottery bingo style selection of the draft order. I believe it's a snake draft.
Yep. Yeah, snake draft. Every team has a ball in the bingo thing, and we've all been assigned to a certain number. Pat, you are I-20. AJ Bill is B2, Tony B3, Nick B4, I will be B5.
Nobody's going to remember this, but I do appreciate you running through this.
Start killing time before Bruce got here.
Sorry, no.
All right, Commish. Yep, perfect.
Let me get you a microphone here.
What's our number, man?
You guys didn't get a number.
Wow.
Just kidding, you're B7.
Wow.
You want me to hold this? I'll hold this. All right.
State of the Union, right? From the commissioner, you said?
We would like to hear.
That's a huge little thing to roll the balls in.
Yeah, well, this has been our bread and butter for like 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of things that this is randomly selected, we're talking hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No question.
This team has decided on to give away. Now it'll be doing the fantasy draft order. We will be doing our fantasy draft this evening, 8 p.m. on Twitter Spaces.
Let's go.
It'll be 1 minute per pick, right?
Yes, 1 minute per pick.
Bruce, can you please give is it on? Can you hit the top of it to see if there's any sound?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey, Bruce, can you just give a little bit of a diatribe, a speech on what this league is about, what it stands for, and what we're looking to accomplish this fantasy football season with a lot of us, myself, AJ, and D-Butt, not really being fantasy football experts. The floor is yours, Commish. This is Bruce's league. Now it's time to hear from Bruce.
This league means a lot. It's our first foray into fantasy football.
Hell yeah!
Bruce. An untapped market. A bit for Pat McAfee Inc.
Yep.
I'm really excited about it. 25 grand is up for grabs.
Yep. 25 grand to the winning team and 25 grand to charity.
Hell yes.
Of choice.
2 kickers. We're sticking with that.
Yes.
Yep.
Punter. Yes. Which is very unique.
1 of 1.
Scoring a little shaky there.
Yeah, I fucking hate the way fantasy football has designed this punter scoring system. Yeah, we could fix that pretty easily, and I hope we will try to do that as of next year. But the last time I wanted to change the way punting is, for instance, inside the 20, like pooch punch should just be a percentage thing. It should be like a free throw percentage. If you hit 100% of your pooch punts, it should be a certain amount of points. The average, the total like gross average of punts should only matter for field punts, like punts that are on your own 45 or further back. Because if you're on a team that has a great defense, bad offense, you're going to be punting into a short field a lot. Yes, you're going to be punting. You're going to be pinning a lot.
Yep.
You're going to get a chance to do that. They're not going to move a lot because your defense is good. They're going to punch you back. Your offense, we've proven, isn't going to do shit.
Good.
So now you only have like a 35-yard field to really play with. In fantasy football, 44 yards and more for the average, which is low, by the way, for field punts. Field punts should be higher than that. It really doesn't, the fantasy football scoring isn't actually beneficial for the actual punting world. So I think we'll change that in the future. Fair catches should be a lot of points, especially if it's over like 47 yards or 46 yards. A fair catch, that's a monster ball.
Yeah.
That's a win. On the 10 should be considered inside the 10 because that's what people are aiming for. But nonetheless, we will have a punter on our teams in the bullshit scoring system that fantasy football already has is what we'll go on.
Hell yeah.
Ain't that right?
Hell yeah.
The floor is yours, sir.
All right.
Here you go, Bruce.
Let's go time. So this is, everybody has.
Yeah, everyone's got a number.
Yep.
Everyone has their number, and this will determine
First pick. Wait, is it first pick or 12th?
What are we, Bill? B2?
This is the last pick?
This is 12? Okay.
This is like credit card roulette where.
Mm-hmm.
So this is last place.
This is the 12th overall pick.
But you
And,
got 12
and 13.
And 13.
Snake.
It is.
B7.
Wow, D-Bud and Gertie.
Very racist. Very
Disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
Playing for Bruce.
We have a fucking number of 2 minutes.
Sorry, D-Bud.
Frozen ping pong balls.
Playing for
I don't think my mic works.
God.
My mic doesn't even
Can't
work.
do that, Bruce.
Frozen ping pong
Guys,
balls.
team stinks.
Wow.
And the 11th pick.
You guys are fucked, dude.
Yeah.
That's what Bruce's league is. Sorry.
Good to see you UConn football.
We saw it coming.
By the way, we're prepared for this.
Here we go.
The 11th pick.
B12.
Ooh, that's Foxy.
Foxy, good luck down there.
Foxy.
Loser.
So Foxy picking 11 there.
Yeah, here we go.
Hey, I like where we're at, CFO Phil, huh?
Oh, whoa, is there some gamesmanship going on?
Oh, he's a showman.
Bruce just saw
Bruce is a showman.
Don't be a fucking mark, Bruce.
No, you're good.
Oh, 2 balls.
Whoa. That one obviously came out first, and that one.
Yep, 10th, 9th.
B6.
Ooh, tie. 10th pick.
That is maybe the worst pick again.
Yeah. You're right before 11.
Yep.
Oh,
Right after 9.
that's cool.
Right in the fucking sweet spot.
B11.
No, Zito, 9th pick.
Picking 9th.
Look at me and CFO Phil.
Climbing the board.
Living large. Woohoo. Tone Diggs has been very negative towards our Bruce, our commissioner. So let's go ahead and try to get his team out of the way now.
What do you say, Bruce?
Oh, 2 more. Here we go.
That's all right.
One's it.
8 and
Yeah,
7.
that one's, yeah.
It's not fucking.
B2.
Ooh, AJ
us.
and Bill.
AJ and Bill.
That's where we wanted to be, Billy.
8th pick.
Yeah, Bill will hear this in about 30 seconds or so.
He'll be pumped.
Don't eat us.
Wait, wasn't
There was
two
another one
come
down
out?
there, right?
There wasn't
Don't
another
be-
down there. B3.
Ooh, Tone. 7th
Yeah.
pick.
Wow, we're
Let's
inching
go.
closer and closer to top 5.
Still
It's
in
not like
it.
that guarantees you a win.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Like you would know, you never played Ask Clown.
Exactly. You're right. Can't wait to win, though.
I'm going to get the second pick, and we're trading it immediately.
B5.
Oh, perfect.
Honor.
The 6th pick's the best pick.
Woo! You let those 5 bums get out of the way.
Exactly. And then I just get to be middle of the pack the whole time.
If
right
you
where
trade
wanna
the
be.
second pick, what do you trade it for, though, Pat?
Everything.
Whatever.
A win, probably, if I had to guess.
Your second, third round pick?
Cash value.
I would like to.
B10.
Ooh, Gump with the 5th pick.
From Canada, with love.
So
5th
big,
overall
Paul.
pick.
So
top
Bruce.
5.
Oh, of course, Bruce still hasn't been picked yet.
Yeah, what do you know?
Things do appear to be going Gump's way, by the way. Not just that he's top
Okay.
5 in this, but it
a good
feels like
point.
there's some very positive momentum behind our friend Goomp.
Here's the top 4 here now.
Who has the number 4 overall pick in Bruce's league? Bruce obviously started out with the 12th overall pick being Darius and Dirty.
Shocker.
B9.
Ooh, Bruce with the 4th pick.
Bruce,
There I
4th
go.
overall.
All right, so who?
Congrats, Commish.
Nick, Pat, and Phil are the 3 teams left.
Fuck, I hope
3
we get number
remain.
1.
For the number 30 overall pick of Bruce's league's fantasy football draft this evening, 8 p.m. on Twitter Spaces. First fantasy league I will ever participate in. Woo!
B8.
Mitt.
Oh.
Okay.
Why?
So Nick, Pat, and Phil. Should whoever get pulled be the first pick then?
So this is interesting because people are going to think this is rigged.
Yes.
This is awesome. Perfect. It might have been.
Yeah, they might think it's rigged if this doesn't go the right way here.
Yeah, well, Nick, you need to relax, all right? Me and Phil about to win this thing. Phil does handle the finances.
So
No, we still do.
second overall here.
I think. What do you think?
I don't know because this is how like the NBA draft. They pull the.
I think maybe this one should be the first pick.
Let's do a YouTube poll. Keep spinning.
Yeah,
Let's
all
make
right.
sure we
Keep
get
spinning.
that.
Yeah, here we go. Let's do
Let's do
this
a
right.
YouTube poll real
Let's
quick.
do this right.
AJ, how do you feel about where you're at? Where are you at? 8?
I don't know. I feel great about it, though.
Yeah, they have the 8th overall pick. You want to run through the?
Like it matters.
So-
What are you talking about? We're going to draft great. We don't need to be the first pick.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Interesting.
That sounds like somebody that doesn't have the first or second overall pick. You know what I mean?
Come on.
So at number 3, we have Mitt.
3rd is Mitt.
4, Bruce.
Bruce. 5 is Gump. 6 is me. 7 is Tone. 8 is AJ and Bill. 9 is Zito. 10 is Ty, 11th is Foxy, and 12th is Gertie and D-Bud.
Let's go. And everybody must come with team names this evening for Twitter Spaces.
Yeah. Some of us already have our team names.
Yep.
Not announced publicly, though.
No, not announced publicly.
Okay, so tonight on Twitter Spaces, 8 p.m. when it starts, whenever you introduce yourself, you'll say, with the fifth overall pick.
Yeah.
The
blanks.
Canadian
Stooge McDucks.
deporteds,
Yeah.
whatever. Gumpy's
Select.
calling it. Yes, exactly. I can't wait to hear the team names. Good luck, CFO Phil. We need a good one.
Go again.
We have, I guess there's some stats here. What's the next ball for? 62% of the votes after 3,000 votes. You guys are the fucking best. 3,000 people already voting. A lot of smoke coming through AJ Hawk's video there. Number one pick, 62%.
Okay.
All right, here we go. The people have spoken. This ball will determine the number one overall pick tonight in the fantasy football draft of Bruce's League, powered by Cash App.
Hell yeah.
This is why you do segments, by the way, so you can get them sponsored.
Correct.
I can already tell we fucking ruined it, though.
Okay.
No, this is going to be a great league.
Hashtag PMS thanks commish.
Yep.
Send your money, automatically enter. Let's do this. This is for the number one pick in Bruce's League's first ever draft.
I mean,
For those watching at home, Nick Franklin Moraldo is B4. Me and Phil, I-20. We're the only ones that's an I, so we might have different weight. We might have
That's
ranked
probably
this
the
thing.
biggest ball in there, yep. Fuckers.
B4.
Wow.
Hey, just got done saying the number two overall pick's the worst fucking pick. Me and CFO Phil get number two overall pick. Bruce, hey, we appreciate you, Bruce. Hey, any final thoughts before the draft tonight? Any ideas we should come? Should we come prepared and ready to go?
Hey, good luck. God bless.
Hammer
Dahn.
Thank you, Bruce. Way to go, Bruce.
Thank you, Commish.
Before I
thanks,
dominate
Bruce.
this league, I would like to thank our sponsor, Cash App, for that beautiful drawing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cash App.
Thank you, Cash.
Thank you, Commish.
Do you know how loud Nick would have been if me and Phil get that first overall pick? Nick would have been the loudest. Now he's benefited from it the most. So I don't know.
Now we know it was a fair drawing.
Well, this is, backdoor deals can be made. I mean, you're a Colts fan. Jonathan Taylor's number one player. I don't know. Maybe you sweeten the pot.
So is it a guarantee to take Jonathan Taylor number one?
No,
for
Christian
everybody?
McCaffrey. Take Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, right.
Take Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, don't take John.
What about Nosh?
Hey, we can talk trade if you want, Pat.
What about no?
Really? Phil would have to do the conversation because he knows the sport a little bit better than I don't even know what I'd give away the whole fucking team when you ever win. I mean, I like making deals. We're gonna have to talk to my teammate. I can't wait for 8 o'clock tonight. We'll have our live draft. We have our order. Congrats to Franklin Moraldo, who gets the number one overall pick, and congrats to Darius and Dirty, who get 2 picks in a row. That is big. You guys get to see who's left, what's out there, and really make some good calls.
How many picks do we make?
15.
Yeah, the
16,
roster is like
15,
16.
Fucking 1 minute per.
Yeah.
You can basically, after about 10 picks, you can auto draft that sumbitch if you really want
If
to.
your
You
team
can set up
wants
a
to.
queue.
Yeah, if your team's not going to be good, you can auto draft it. Yeah.
You're drafting every single one.
Every one of them.
Have to.
You guys are the Patriots at this point. Late in the draft, you know, you got to find good
That's a
quality.
good spot. 12 is a good
You guys
spot.
drafting together
You
tonight, or?
get another one.
Yeah, but the Patriots draft last year because they win every year. They both suck at fantasy football, they said.
Well, we don't suck. It's a
Well, we
clean
don't
slate.
suck. We haven't started yet.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Beginner's
Ipso
luck.
facto.
AJ, what time's Bill getting to your house for the draft?
You know what? If Bill wanted to come in town, that'd be great. I would welcome
All right,
Bill. with
Bill.
open arms.
All right, Bill.
Head over. It's
You
a 2
can
hour
leave now.
drive.
Yeah, Bill, go ahead.
You can leave now.
Go ahead.
We need you to tube still. We need you to code. You can do that on the road. There's going to be parts of the trip where you're not going to have Wi-Fi or any service. Don't worry about it. Send a selfie to the internet whenever you arrive at AJ's house. Outside, looking at AJ's house. Inside, looking at AJ's family. Whatever you need to do. It'll be fantastic. Killer Instinct. That team is going to be a good one.
Good team. They are.
I assume me and Phil are going to be together for this draft. I think we have to be. Talk game plan.
Sure.
Yeah, it's tough because you need a computer to be able to obviously pick because you're using the phone for spaces.
I think and I don't want to shame anybody for anything. I think Phil was like addicted to fantasy football.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I think he had like 10 teams going at the same time.
That's great news then for you guys.
I think he used to be really, really good at the fantasy football. I think. I don't know if he still does now because he's got 10 kids, but I think he does. That knowledge doesn't go away.
No, it doesn't. It's always ingrained in you. And even when you stop playing, you're still looking at the stat sheet thinking about like, oh, he would have had 28 points in fantasy football and half point PPR.
See, I wonder if I'll ever get to that point.
Hey, do we draft a defense?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, it is all fucking luck. Anyone that tells you otherwise is wrong.
Are you a fantasy guy?
Yes, I've done it every year since middle school. It is all luck.
Yeah, it's true.
Have you had Foxy's League? Were you a commish? finish?
No, I wasn't, which is great, actually.
Have you ever won?
Yeah, one time.
A lot of times too, like let's say the Texans last year, who weren't the best team, like Brandon Cooks, unbelievable fantasy football player, but obviously still on a bad team. So that's why you really do. You can draft a great team, and at the end of the draft, you can say, "Oh, this team would probably win a Super Bowl." But one of them gets hurt. Maybe two of them have a bad week on a week that you can't have a bad week, and then all of a sudden.
Do you know
have a
any of
bad
the rules?
team.
I don't know any of the rules. There's like a flex thing that happened.
Yeah,
No, I have no idea.
Do we play 2 kickers every week?
Yep.
24 kickers
Yeah.
playing active live. That's Bruce's league, baby.
Punter.
If you draft whoever is going to win like the MVP or the Offensive Player of the Year, like you're probably going to either be playing in the championship or you're going to win it. Like last year, I drafted Cooper Kupp and he led the fucking league in every receiving category. I won my league.
Okay, so that's a good transition. Let's take 5. We'll be back for hour 3. We got to make our predictions. D-Butt, AJ, we're going on the record now.
Big R.
We're talking about MVPs. We're talking about Defensive Player of the Years, Offensive Player of the Years. We're talking Comeback Player of the Year. Tomorrow we'll pick Super Bowl and Thursday Night Football.
Hell yeah.
But today it's for all the other stuff.
Hell
Divisions, who's going to win them. A lot of predictions today because it's that time of year.
That's right.
Let's go.
It's like, hey, we have all the information we could possibly have for this moment. The teams have been created. We watched Hard Knocks last night. Dan Campbell one day goes in and goes, it's about 95. This team, hey, don't be too comfortable. And then the next day he comes in and he goes, this is the team. This is who we're going with. We at least have that, I think, at this point for a majority of the teams. We can go ahead and give our prognostications.
I think so.
We can give our predictions and our projections, and that is what this time of year is all about. It's the precipice of NFL football. It is time to feel alive. It is time to make some money and take everything FanDuel's got.
Hell yeah.
We're back in 5. AJ, have a good one, pal. We'll see you then. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Dan in Connecticut. Lovely place here on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Dano?
Oh, what's up, Pat McAfee?
Dan, you are too young to listen to this show. I can tell. I think. How old?
I'm not Dan. I am Owen.
Mitt.
Owen, how old are you?
It's so different.
I am at 8.5.
Oh, this kid.
8.5.
If you're telling us you're half age, you're too young to be listening.
That's a record.
It stinks.
What's on your mind, pal?
What do you want to talk about, Owen?
I want to talk about how inspiring this show is and how you're inspiring this whole entire world with how you're talking about sports and how you're talking about your life experience.
Thank you, Owen.
Owen, thank you.
Love you, Owen.
Thank you,
Owen, I'm taking her on
And
the
also, fuck Boston College.
I will let Owen know, if you're still listening, Owen, you're inspiring.
Best kid ever.
Owen, the way you talk about sports is inspiring.
Yes!
I didn't know 8.5 could do that.
Wow.
Shout out Owen.
That time.
Go, Owen.
Hey, Owen. New generation in Connecticut, I guess.
He was making me feel good, too, by the way. He was making me feel good, making the show feel good. He was talking us up. He was hyping us up, and then boom, a little...
Was this Aristotle's brother?
A little misdirection from Aristotle's brother, Owen, at 8.5 there. That was awesome.
I'd say he put his balls on your forehead, but I don't think they dropped yet. So.
Everybody assumed that the Packers were going to try to get some weapons, and nobody has heard from you since Davante Adams got moved to the Las Vegas Raiders. When that move happens, obviously we know the connection and the relationship that you and Davante have. You've talked about it on this show ad nauseum and how much respect you have for him. Did that surprise you? Obviously you're not going to be able to replace a Davante Adams, but how has that conversation evolved with the Packers from you, and what do you think are going to be the steps going forward?
Well, we've had a lot of success with the second and third round receivers in Green Bay. You look at Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, James Jones in the third round, obviously Davante Adams in the second round. Those guys turned out pretty good. So I'm not sure. I think we're about to pick here in a second, but it was a little surprising with Davante. Obviously, when I made my decision, I was still thinking he was going to come back. I was very honest with him about my plans and my future and where I saw my career going as far as how many years I wanted to play. But I felt like he was going to be back. Didn't obviously turn out that way, but I have so much love for Tay and appreciate the time we spent together and definitely wish him
wish him the best with Derek in Vegas, but that's a big hole to fill for sure.
Yeah, Devontae's an absolute stud. And thank you for talking about that, by the way. I think people are going to be intrigued to hear that. Whenever you said that it did surprise you a little bit, I saw Mad Mel Kiper shake his head. But it doesn't sound like you are that pissed off about it either. You understand business is business, and you have faith and trust in Goody and LaFleur and everybody over at Green Bay, much more now than maybe in the past?
Well, it is the business. You know, it's a tough business. It's a wonderful profession. And those of us who've been blessed to play for so long realize that completely. And there's a lot of things that happen that surprise you, even still. And I thought that based on the number that we offered Devontae and, you know, being able to play with me for a few more years would definitely make a difference. But in the end, I think he was ready to move on and wanted my help in making that happen. And it was a tough position to be in for sure, because I love him and I care about him and want him to be happy. And he's definitely going to be missed.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to that show. It is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. Our fantasy football draft is this evening. Hour 3 is right now. Let's get started. Here we go. Football! To my left is a man who's continuing to mock this show.
Nailed it. I nailed it right on time.
No, you're about half a second late, you know, and we did feel the beat earlier, and it was the best we'd ever felt the beat. And I honestly believe that this hour with the football, you know, kind of call, I thought it was going to be better than ever because of how good Feel the Beat was earlier. Before we talked to Sal Capaccio, who had a stick mic on a balcony in a hotel with his brother holding his iPhone for the FaceTime, and Mark Caboli in a completely dark practice facility in Pittsburgh while he's meeting or missing media lunch. So I thought this was going to be, you blew it. You ruined it on purpose. I saw it in your eyes. I saw it in your demeanor. I saw it in your body language, but that's okay because you can do no wrong on this show because you're college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup champion, and COVID survivor, AJ Hall. In studio, host of the Man to Man podcast and also a recurring guest on Up and Adams, and will be in our studio all season. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Butler. D-Bud, you look fantastic, pal.
Appreciate you, man. I'm ready.
Are you excited for this fantasy football draft tonight?
I am. I feel a lot better about my 12th pick.
It's better than the number 2 pick. Remember, we only talked to one person today about fantasy football, and they said if you have the number 2 overall pick, you have the worst pick of all time. Me and CFO Phil were on the trajectory to get the number 1 overall pick, and Nick fucking worked his little angle to get the number 1 overall pick. We're at number 2. If you want to talk about maybe a trade CFO Phil's got to talk to, he said now we go. We're in a great spot.
Oh, there you go.
Speaking of a great spot, the Talks table is always looking fantastic. At Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Connor, everybody's saying your team's going to stink.
Oh, well, that's definitely not true. I actually had a 12-team draft last night, so I'm very well prepared. I almost know exactly where everyone's going to go.
Who has the time? This is going to be a 7-hour affair tonight. 1 minute each. 12 teams.
Take an hour.
I had one last night too.
No, it will not take an hour. Unfortunately, that is what you sign up for with fantasy football.
I didn't necessarily sign up for this though.
Last night I think like 2 hours out of a 12 team, and out of respect of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, I had to take Aaron in the last round because no one was going to take him.
Wow.
What is everybody? Why wouldn't you take him?
It's real.
I did take him.
But why wouldn't other people take him?
I don't
know. A lot of quarterbacks this year.
So Aaron has never been the guy that leads the league in pass yards.
Is yards are the main thing we care about?
I think
right?
so.
Right?
Touchdowns
are more important.
Don't you think like run? You want running quarterbacks too, right?
Well, maybe.
Or no?
It really depends. D-But's not going to tell you what you want or what you don't want. What the hell is this?
Sorry, we're going against each other now, pal.
D-But, you and me are asking all the same questions.
Don't touchdowns give you the most points?
Let me know Twitter.
Yeah, maybe I'm going to put some polls. CFO Phil knows his thing.
Yep.
Like knows it inside and out. I think he understands the game. I don't have a clue. If I'm a GM, all right, who am I taking first? Who do I want to build a program around?
Hell yeah.
Give me fucking Aaron Rodgers. And they're like, well, that's actually 13th overall. That guy's going to lose games for you. I'm like, no, he's not. Fucker's won back-to-back MVP. Yeah, he doesn't have the most amount of yards. They don't throw for as many touchdowns, especially with A.J. Dillon and Aaron Jones in the backfield. Who knows about the offensive line? Who knows what they're going to do? All this type of shit is normally what's said by the fantasy football people. We just have to learn as quickly as possible because draft's coming quick.
And then it's fucking luck, too, like Foxy told us, so I won't stress about it.
Yeah, I think we shouldn't even get too high on the highs or too low on the lows. It's all luck whether the fantasy football gods want us to win or not, almost.
Yeah. League like this, too, with 2 kickers, you'd be smart taking Tucker in the first round, probably, just because he is the best kicker.
Yeah, 2 kickers is a big deal. There's going to be 20. I feel like that was a lie. See, he's bamboozling us.
I'm not listening to anything.
Yeah, you don't have 2 kickers. You don't have
you can't listen to that guy. He's
thought.
from Boston.
No, it's just a thought.
You go Tucker, Jordan, Stout back-to-back with your 12 and 13 pick.
You're locked in.
You might like where you're at.
All right. At Tone Diggs is
Draft
here.
long snappers?
No, not this year.
This year.
No.
Next year.
Hopefully. I mean, imagine if they have to keep score of where the laces are.
Yeah.
If he gets right laces, it's a point every single time he snaps out there. And if he, on a punt snap, if he hits the window, which is basically what it's given, it's like a strike zone. Same baseball, probably similar baseball strike zone. That's all they got to hit. You can get points. You could get long snappers in there for sure.
Absolutely.
You could add, you can make punting better in there. That's what we're going to do. Hopefully we fall in love with fantasy football.
Hell yeah.
Me, you, Darius.
What?
You know, these guys are already kind of obsessed and Mark's about it, but hopefully we fall in love this year and we can really, hopefully, it's a big community. It's a large community that hopefully we can add to, AJ.
Huge. I mean, I feel like the majority of people I run into absolutely play fantasy football.
Well, it's also because sports gambling is not legal in Ohio, right? And I've said this for a couple of years, and I've sounded ignorant, I guess, to every fantasy football person. Is FanDuel Sportsbook not just an easier way to use your fantasy football knowledge and make more money? Or is it the fantasy football is like the entire process? At Tone Diggs, big-time fantasy football player. Is that why? Is it not the same? Is it not similar? Are those 2 different things?
You could, like if you're betting player props, so which is basically fantasy football betting it. Yeah, but I do both. I don't think there's any reason you shouldn't do both.
You love fantasy football, though.
Yeah. I'm in 2 leagues now this year because of this one.
Welcome to Bruce's league.
Welcome, Tony.
All right, let's talk about some things. I'm going to draft this guy maybe first round, especially after his answer. There's a new podcast coming out called The Bobbled Exchange with AQ and Drew.
What?
The AQ in the AQ and Drew is AQ Shipley. In the Drew is Drew Stanton. They're creating a podcast as we speak, once a week, where they're going to restaurants in which they know chefs at, recording podcasts, having full conversations, and it's become... You know, they've recorded 2 episodes already. We got to figure out the process of how it's going to get edited, uploaded, done, and everything. I don't want to make a decision for him, but that's going to become a clip show, I think, which is not a bad thing.
No.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all, because they're getting clips and quotes from people already, and they haven't even released a full episode yet that everybody's going to want to hear. They had Baker Mayfield on yesterday. I believe they are going to have Baker Mayfield on more than once. He was asked by AQ Shipley about facing his former team and the thoughts going in there. Great answer from the new quarterback for the Carolina Panthers, in my opinion. This is from the Bobbled Exchange with AQ and Drew. Who knows when the full episode will be put out? Probably in the next week or so, if I had to guess.
I was part of a team in Indianapolis, and I didn't love the way that I kind of left there. And I went to Arizona, and whenever we went back to Indianapolis, I was like, I had so much adrenaline, so much juice, so much kind of pent-up emotions, I guess, going into that game that I didn't know kind of where to start and where to begin, right? And so for you, I guess, going back and now playing your former team, when does it become just football, right? Like, are you going to have a little added going, or are you just trying to do everything you can leading into this week to kind of settle yourself down and just play football?
Yeah, I think, obviously it's a great storyline leading up to it. There's no doubt about that. But for me, I'm trying to reference back to when I went and played Texas Tech for the first time at Oklahoma, and just trying to relate that, because I'm a passionate person. There's no doubt about that. I wear my heart on my sleeves. And so just trying to relate how I was mindset wise of, okay, when it comes down to it, once the whistle blows, it's football. Like, you just got to go out there and execute. And how can I eliminate all the extra emotion and just hone in on what I'm supposed to be doing, one play at a time? And so that's the most important part for me right now. That's what I'm trying to do. And just being real task oriented and just getting everybody on the same page when it comes to our game plan that's going to help me out as each day goes on, is just making sure I'm honed in on the game plan to where it's real I guess, fundamental based instead of being emotional.
Okay, I love what he said. The Bobblewood Exchange will be out shortly. They have a YouTube. They're going to have a podcast.
Ooh.
Very, very excited for them to kind of get into it. They'll be drinking a little wine and eating some food.
Okay.
Yeah, see that conversation go get a little loose.
Yeah.
I think this is a great answer, though, from Baker Mayfield. Darius Butler, your thoughts on it? I mean, he's obviously painted it in a way, and the narrative has been put out on what Baker Mayfield is and what Baker Mayfield isn't. Kevin Stefanski's come out and said, I would neither confirm nor deny that I said goodbye to him. It's like, okay.
Whoa.
Okay, interesting. So it got ugly there. Then Cynthia Freeland podcast where I'm going to fuck him up. And then he came out and said he didn't say that, but it was a personal interaction. I just think that was a very different side of Baker that I don't think a lot of us have seen. And it seems a lot more cerebral because if you don't play well, none of it fucking matters.
Yeah.
Is that what you took from Baker?
I liked his answer. I loved his answer. Love his personality at that quarterback position. And, you know, I've played former teams before, playing the Patriots, playing the Panthers. And like you said, that pregame, you know, you're out there, you're seeing all the old people, whoever it is from the other team, and you are a little more juiced up, you are a little more amped up. But once you take that first snap, once you get hit, it just turns into football again. But I'm sure he'll be excited, and it's a great storyline for us and everybody else around us watching the league.
It's a fantastic storyline for week one. AJ, you're in Ohio. Obviously, Ohio is indifferent on Baker Mayfield. Brought the Browns success for the first time in forever. Hey, forever. Then run his ass out of town. Nobody seems to be upset about it in the team. I don't know how the fan base feels, but I like this next chapter of Baker. And if Matt Rule and Tepper, we know, is going to go all in, what if they have a squad? Christian McCaffrey's healthy. This could be a big-time game for him. Does it change anything if they lose, if the Panthers lose to the Browns here for Baker Mayfield, do you think?
I mean, I think, yeah, of course he'd love to get out to a fast start, but win or lose in the grand scheme of the rest of the season, no, it probably doesn't mean a whole lot. But it could get him off on the right foot. You know, Baker, of course, this is a great answer, I feel like, that he gave to AQ and Stanton there in the podcast, which it will, those two guys together, it's going to be fun to listen to those two guys going back and forth with whoever guests they have.
Yeah. Boozing.
Good. So they're going to go to different restaurants and do this.
Yes, they have these two guys. You know,
That's
AQ is from Moon Township, Pittsburgh, but he's, you know,
High society.
He eats that terrible fucking shitty food that you see on TV.
A lot of it.
At these, like, a lot of it, obviously. The portion sizes are this big at those fucking restaurants he loves.
Yeah.
I need 45 of your fucking entrees, please. But he loves it. Like, he enjoys it. The reason why, like, one of the benefits of being successful, I think, for AQ is to be able to eat like these. He loves eating, and he likes eating like really, really, like food network type shit. Yeah, he's a foodie.
Wow.
In Arizona, there's a bunch of chefs, and Drew Stanton was out there for a while. So they are plugged, I think. They're going to have great connections. And I don't think just in Arizona. I think they're going to take it on the road. But yes, they're going to be boozing, eating, and they've been around the NFL I think 20-some years of NFL experience between the two of them, kind of knowing everybody everywhere. So it's going to be a great show. But back to your point of what you're saying. Baker gave a great fucking answer to them, I think.
Great answer. But yeah, and I think how he's talking about going through the process, building the game plan, that kind of keeps him focused on, hey, this is a game. Like, I'm not going to sit here and get too caught up and face my old team, the old coach that he obviously doesn't like, and the coach probably doesn't like him, it sure seems like. I mean, what we're going to see is going to be fun. If Baker starts out playing well, like, we're going to see fiery, passionate Baker. I hope he has like a long touchdown pass where he can sprint down the sidelines. He's going to look at Stefanski the whole time and point at him and go crazy. Like, he's not going to be able to help himself. And then he's going to be like, okay, here we go. Sit on the bench. Let's calm back down. Let's try to figure it back out and make sure that I'm laser focused, because quarterback position's tough. Everyone else, yeah, we can get juiced up. Yeah, let's go. I can't wait to go run my head off of everybody. Quarterback, you got to feel that, but then you got to hone that in, because you don't want to be overthrowing guys by 30 yards the first series.
Yeah, we've seen Tom and everybody get animated and have those moments of excitement, but it does feel like mostly robotic, laser-type focus whenever you get on the field at the high level. Baker, I appreciated the self-awareness. He said, I am what I am.
Yeah.
He said, listen, I am what I am, all right? I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm an emotional guy, but right now I'm trying to keep it all like fundamental and break it down. This could be the maturing of Baker Mayfield. We might see the fucking best of Baker Mayfield. And I like...
It's going to be hard, though. It's going to be hard for him not to lose his mind and just freak out and just want to go crazy. It's going to be, especially if he starts out quick, it'll be fun.
Imagine him sprinting out of this.
Yeah.
Oh, God, how would you not,
It's definitely going to be something. I mean, like he said, though, that's who he is. I'm a big proponent of letting guys be who they are. I hate when people go places and try to change shit up. Like, be who you are, wear it in your sleeve, and ball out. And it's good that he had that experience, big-time college football, going into a hostile environment somewhere you've been before and kind of leaning on that previous experience. I'm excited for old Baker. I've been kind of at the front of that Baker bandwagon He's a top 20 guy, and I think.
Whoa. You're making that net a little
a little bit.
Top 20. This guy's top 30 guy.
Yeah, he's in there.
That's where you're going to get to. You started out like top 10, I think, didn't you?
No.
Top 12.
I've been consistent. Top 20.
No.
No, because we all overreacted big time.
How's their O-line? What's Carolina's O-line like?
I'm not sure. I know they invested in top 10.
That's what's scary. You got Clowney and Myles Garrett coming off the edges. That's the only thing for Baker. I'm like, all right, well, we better get the ball. We better get rid of this sucker.
Yeah, they have a great defense over there. Myles Garrett is, I think he's the odds-on favorite to win defensive MVP.
He is.
Monster.
Defensive player of the year. I mean, it's just like.
Paid Denzel Ward. Yeah, like they got studs everywhere.
Yep.
John Johnson back there. Greg Newsome on the other side. Hey, C-Mac. C-Mac can stay healthy. He had Sam Darnold looking good early on in that season.
Yeah, Teddy had zero Christian McCaffrey. And then Teddy got shipped out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sam Darnold had Christian McCaffrey. They were doing well. He gets hurt. Sam Darnold's fucking shipped out. If Christian McCaffrey, who eats up a large amount of their salary cap, warranted, he's a fucking hell of a player. But if he stays healthy alongside Baker, who has experience now, a lot more experience than maybe, he's a little bit older, new team, new situation. Robbie Anderson's still a fucking guy, right?
Yeah. DJ Moore.
I mean,
DJ Moore, they just paid.
They could really, the NFC South is a problem because Tom Brady, the big bad wolf, is still there. But if Christian McCaffrey stays healthy, why not? Hey, why not?
Yeah,
with the
why
Panthers?
not? I think it's tough too, though, because the people have been saying with Christian McCaffrey, like, hey, he's kind of learning how to not take as many hits and stuff like that. But in order for them to really be successful, like, he's still going to have to touch the ball like 30 times a game.
No, but they're saying Sheena Quick was saying that's not going to be the case. He's going to split reps and everything.
Is it though? Like he's one of the best running backs in the league. Like how long does it go until it's like, okay, fuck it? This guy needs his touch.
Especially Matt Rule, you would expect it. He's on a hot seat, so it's not like I'm not trying to
prolong a career.
Yeah, hell no. They got Chenault too. Trey, the guy from Jacksonville, who can run the ball, who's a good out of the backfield. So we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I think the big conversation is, will Carolina show up around Baker, and what will Baker do? Because if he starts to struggle early, is he going to go into that emotion on his sleeve? If you ride the highs, then you naturally have to experience the lows. That's just how you are. That's why everybody always says, hey, listen, just come on, listen, just stay even keel. Let's not get too high. Let's not too keel. Let's not ride the waves, the ebbs and flows of the season. Let's just stay right here. You know what I mean? And you can try to do that, but if you're somebody that is emotional, if you put stock in the good things happening, you're probably naturally going to put stock in the terrible things that are happening, and you can't let it affect your mood, your outcome, your performance. I wonder... When did it go wrong in Cleveland? Was he like Patton one day?
He got hurt.
What the fuck was it?
It had to be building up for a while, though, right? It didn't just all of a sudden snap and all of a sudden everyone doesn't like each other.
Stefanski wouldn't confirm or deny.
He really said that?
Said goodbye to Baker Mayfield. What happened?
That's weird.
That is weird. Like what?
The whole OBJ
Kevin Stefanski
thing.
declined to say whether he said goodbye to Baker Mayfield when he was traded to Carolina. I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This guy's a highly educated guy, too. Like,
Penn.
What happened? You're right. Like, to not just send a text, hey, man, I know we may have our differences. Good luck. I wish the best for you.
Yeah, but how did it get there? I mean, he was sprinting through Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Lights were on. Hey, we're drinking Bud Light. Yep. We won. We're doing our thing. We make the playoffs. We beat the Steelers in the fucking Pittsburgh Steelers, the team that we've hated forever since before the team left and went to Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
We have hated it. We beat them in the playoffs. Now let's come back for another season. Well, not so fast. Let's not. We hate this guy. It was almost like the writing was on the wall earlier. I don't know what the fuck happened.
That's what makes no sense. Is a year removed from them having all that. It's like he went into the season without any goodwill. Like it was like, okay, well, you'd led us to the playoffs last year. We beat the Steelers and then we got beat. So like how. And maybe it was because everyone was gassing them up like they were, going to be the Super Bowl champions and stuff like that. But still, it's like they almost everything he did previously that was like successful and kind of unprecedented. They were like, well, who gives a fuck? We need you to do more.
Well, Baker has a chance to rewrite his entire NFL story here.
Yeah.
With the Carolina Panthers. It's going to be tough. It's always going to be tough in the NFL, but I'm excited to see what he does. And it feels like that answer to the Baubled Exchange with AQ and Drew.
Hell yeah.
Podcast show coming soon. I feel good about where Baker's at. I hope he does well. Can't wait to hear from him for the rest of the season. Hope they continue to have success. Speaking of having success and hearing from the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. And I honestly, this is one of the parts of the season that I did miss.
Yeah.
This is one of the electric factories that I haven't been able to visit for some time because it hasn't been a relevant conversation because the NFL season has not been at full swing.
That's right.
Shame.
Ladies and gentlemen, This man is the authority on ranking teams in the NFL. He is the NFL's representative of where teams are ranked week to week of an NFL season. Wow. It gets talked about a lot, gets speculated a lot. Fans get pissed. Some decisions are made that we can't see, but only this man can, because he actually wields a thunderbolt. That thunderbolt is the power of understanding who's going to go and who's a no. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of the NFL Power Rankings, Dan Zeus.
No one has ever called me an electric factory. So speaking of people getting gassed up, this is outrageous. I'm flying right now, Pat. So happy to be back.
We're happy you're back into our lives. We saw your first power rankings the other day, and we fucking lost our shit. Yeah. It was a standing ovation, a full Dan Zeus is back. Let's go. Let's go. We're judging teams that we know nothing about before the season even starts. That's Dan Zeus. Come on. That's all Zeus. Zeus. Let's talk about the season before we get into your first ranking of the NFL teams. This season, you and Colleen Wolfe have launched the NFL Power Rankings podcast. First episode went out yesterday, which is what we'll talk about. You can get it wherever podcasts are available. We love Colleen over here. We obviously love you. That's going to be a smashing success, but look for us to probably scrutinize your brain a little bit this season, Dan Zeus.
You know, I have no problem with that, and criticism is part of the job. Like, I don't check my mentions for 2 to 3 days outside when the publishing first goes out, but it's not because I'm soft. It's because I got to let people let out their anger, because I understand, like, who am I? Who is anyone to say your team has no chance? You're 27, you're 28. And I could also say this, just because what you're ranked right now, it doesn't mean I don't think you're any good. Like, I like the Jaguars, for instance, as a team that could surprise people this season. And this time last year, I had the Bengals at 30. So it's like, am I an idiot? Maybe. But also, a lot of the people have the Bengals out, too. That's one of the great things about our league.
Dan, you can't have me say everything I just said about you being the authority and wielding a lightning bolt. And then you go, it's Super Bowl team Bengals at 30 last year. It kind of kills your own credibility before we even fucking get started, Dan.
Keep that to
yourself. No, I guess I kind of bang myself on that one. But I think honesty is important, too, in journalism. So I just want to say I'm not always perfect, but it's just fun, the snapshot of the season early. By the end of the season, of course, the Bengals made a steady march up the power rankings because we saw that team develop. So if you're low in the power rankings now, it doesn't mean that I, as the power ranking guys, think you suck. It means that that's where things stand now, but things can change as the season goes on. We got a lot of football coming up.
Dan Zeus, why don't you just have one auto reply? Sorry about it. You know? Yeah. Like, it's not your fault. You're the authority. That is on them. That's not on you. Good luck with the podcast with Colleen. We can't wait to keep an eye and an ear on that all season. Let's go ahead and showcase your top 10 here before the season has even started. At number 1, you have the Bills. That's the odds-on favorite in every single sports book. Are you worried about them going to your number 2 team, LA? They're 2.5-point favorites on the road. Love Josh Allen. Love the Bills. What are you ranking them 1 for, just because everybody else is, or what do you see in that team that makes them get the win tomorrow night?
It just feels like this is it for the Bills. I do think they're the most balanced team. I love the Von Miller move. The Tre'Davious White being absent is something that's on my radar for this Thursday, and they have 2 rookies in that secondary that you imagine Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford are itching to take advantage of. So at the same time, do I think that Josh Allen, remember what last time we saw Josh Allen? That man was possessed. He is absolutely a top tier, top 3 player in this league. And I think we could have a fun shootout potentially in this game. But yeah, I think it's a tough one, especially when you know that McVay in his career on in openers is 5-0, and they outscore their opponent like 32-16 on average. So the Rams are going to be ready. And the Bills, after getting gassed up throughout the summer, they can't lay an egg here. They would make the power rankings look bad. They'd make the people in Western New York sad. Let's hope the Bills show up. I think they will.
We can't have that. Nope. Sal Capaccio is sad.
Hey, Dan Zeus, I'm looking at number 3 there, the Niners. Do you have a lot of faith in Trey Lance to put them there? We know the team around him should be really good, but we're just not sure what they have yet in the young quarterback.
This was, I think, a lot of drawback here on Niners at 3.
Yeah, that I would say initially the most pushback I got is Niners at 3, and whatever. Like, I love the Niners. I love that defense was top 10 DVOA according to Football Outsiders last year without creating a lot of turnovers. So that side of the ball I believe in. Offensive side of the ball, yeah, Lance is a little bit of a projection. Of course he is. But at the same time, when the Jimmy Garoppolo news came out, that was not great news for Trey Lance. You understand, like, everything you read and hear is that locker room loves Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a winner, and he's a good dude and all that. But while Trey Lance might feel a little extra pressure, if he's the real deal, he's going to ball out, and it won't matter who's behind him. But the good news for the Niners that makes me even more confident of them as a top 3 team, even if Lance does struggle, now you have that security blanket in Garoppolo, a guy that's taken you to the Super Bowl before. But in general, I don't have him at number 3 if I don't think that Kyle Shanahan thinks that Trey Lance could be special. And just think about it. If Lance does hit the ground running and he's a baller, this team is better than anybody in the league potentially.
I don't want to go backwards here, but Rams beat the Bills. Is it immediate flip-flop at the top, or is that not how Dan Zeus does his rankings?
Yeah, that would probably necessitate a flip-flop unless something strange happens. Yeah.
Okay, your question, Darius, for
Man,
Dan
I'm
Zeus.
still shocked that this Niners at 3. But I'm going to go down to 9. Chargers right under the Broncos. A lot of moving parts with the Broncos. Obviously, Russ coming in. A lot of people coming back in that Chargers fold, and they obviously reloaded on defense. Why 9 under the Broncos there?
And Niners.
Yeah. The
Niners,
AFC West, obviously, I think I have them packed together, and then the Raiders right outside there, the top 10. Here's the thing about the Chargers. It's all there. And you try not to think and get yourself all boxed in with Chargers going to Charger. It always seems to happen, but you just love what they've done on both sides of the ball. And I think, like, we had our NFL.com article you put out the week before the season, make your predictions for awards. I have Herbert as my MVP, and I think you say that this is a guy that is as special as it gets in his first 2 years. And when you take an elite, truly superstar quarterback with a really good roster, I think this is a year the Chargers do make that move, and I think they could even beat out the Chiefs for the division. But I've shown respect right now for the Chiefs, keeping them ahead of the mix in that division. But the Chargers, obviously, a ton of upside there.
Dan Zeus. So you got the Niners at 3 because you think Shanahan will figure it out. You got Herbert as your MVP and the Chargers at 9 with a whole team loaded around him. I mean, every sentence that comes out of your mouth makes me wonder what the fuck's going on over there during power. Yeah, honestly, is this just, do you battle for this? Like, you got the Buccaneers at 4, the Bengals at 5, Packers, Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, Ravens round out the top 10 there. Is it a constant battle on where you're putting everybody, everything?
Absolutely. I mean, it's a struggle. That top 10 that you're looking at there, to me, any of those teams make sense as a Super Bowl team. And when you ask me about these teams, like, I can talk about them in a way where I could see them as being a number 1 team potentially because they have that type of upside. So, yeah, even if I have these teams lower in the top 10, I love them all, but they got to go in a certain order. And a team like the Rams that's battle tested and has a lot of that roster coming back, they're going to get a little more love than the Chargers, who I have to view with a little bit of suspicion, or the Ravens, who I really like their roster and the idea of Lamar Jackson being back healthy in a bounce back year with John Harbaugh. But also I'm not going to put them up at number 3 because we got to see them like show that they're back in the early part of the season.
Well, and, who knows about that contract?
Yeah. Sure.
Connor, your question for Dan Zeus.
Yeah, Dan Zeus, I damn near tore apart my apartment when I saw you had the Patriots at 18 just because I respect your rankings so much, and I basically am almost counting them out for the whole entire season. Is that because there's no OC and play caller, and can you possibly see the Patriots being maybe that Bengals team of this year's power rankings for you?
Yeah. So you were mad about 18?
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Because it's weird because I'm more into the Patriots than I feel most of the national media is. All you've read, and so the local media up there in New England as well, Tom Curran called the offense a vehicle with square wheels.
He's a turncoat.
As they install a new offense. Here's the thing. Yes, do I think there's a little bit of a ceiling right now and reason to be concerned as you put in a brand new offense and you have Joe Judge prominently involved and Matt Patricia? Sure, but I think a little too much has been made of that when you got the guy in the big chair, Belichick, here to figure it out. I think they could have, even in the best of times, as you know, Connor, as well as anyone, sometimes the Pats would come out of the gate a little slower as they figured things out. And then they would rip off the 7 straight wins November into December, and off they roll into the playoffs. I think that could be a possibility because you just get the vibe that the offense is going to be a work in progress here initially. But I really like Mac Jones, and I thought he was the best rookie quarterback last year. they're going to be okay. I think they're fighting for a playoff spot. I think they are a wild card team potentially, which I haven't seen a lot of people picking them to get that far. So I'm with you, kind of, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, they could be a team. They could figure it out. You say Shanahan's going to figure it out. I assume, much like you, I think Belichick's going to figure it out. I'm happy I don't have to rank everybody in the top 32. When you released this list, this was your tweet. I don't know if you write it or somebody else does.
Yeah.
It is an impossible and, frankly, unfair task to expect someone to put NFL teams in accurate ranking order before a game has even been played. And yet, I've done it. 32 for 32. Football is back, and so are the power rankings.
That sounds like Dan Zeus.
Hey, Dan Zeus, you know it, huh? You fucking know you're the guy. That's awesome.
That's
you look
it,
in the
man.
mirror, you say, hey, there's the guy. You know it, huh, Dan?
I've learned through doing this, I think this is my 4th season, they're 32 for 32 because I believe it. That's what I think it is. And if you disagree, you are welcome to mother F me down there in the comments and the tweets. I don't care. That doesn't matter. I feel confident about where things are, and I love doing the power rankings, and I love McAfee gang, having me on. It's fun, but you have to have confidence, and you got to have thick skin, or it's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah, I'd assume you got to have skin like a armadillo.
That's right.
Darius, what were you going to say? You're a motherfucker.
No, I mean, that 3 pick is still driving me crazy. I want to know who's at 30, Dan. Who's at 30 right now?
Who's at 30?
Might
Let's
sprinkle a little
see.
something on them for a Super Bowl run.
Yeah, because Bengals last year in your ranking was at 30.
Yeah, I got the Commanders at 30 right now.
Oh, yeah, we're not going to bet on them.
Yeah.
Not going to bet on them.
The Commanders I don't see being magical, but the team in this bottom 10-12, as I kind of alluded to earlier, is the Jaguars. I just think they have a lot of things that could click into place that they could be contending for a playoff spot potentially this season. I think the Bengals, what happened with them last year was just so much fun and great to watch. And my great friend who passed away last January on the Around the NFL podcast, my partner, Chris Wessling, was from the west side of Cincinnati. And that was such a great ride for us on the podcast to kind of remember Wes. But I also think that Cincinnati team's a once-in-a-decade type situation. I don't know if we have that type of team playing in the Super Bowl, but the Jaguars fighting for a playoff spot, I'm into.
They got an indoor practice facility. They sold sponsorship to their stadium.
Yeah.
They are a business now. That ain't a once in a day. Dan Zeus, you're out of line right now. I will let you know.
Me.
I mean, Niners at 3, Cincinnati Bengals are dead. I mean, I guess we'll watch it all unfold, but we already know it's going to happen because Dan Zeus with his lightning sword. Go ahead, AJ.
Dan Zeus, where do you have the Raiders, and don't you think they may be a team that could fly up your charts once the season starts?
Yeah, Raiders fans, of course, they're fired up because I have them 4th amongst the division teams. I like the Raiders, but here's what I like about the Raiders. I love, obviously, Devontae Adams being there.
What are you?
Yeah.
Josh
what's
McDaniels
that
calling plays.
What's that? What do I like? What's that? You don't like the Raiders? Dan Zeus has what it sounded like right there a little bit.
I like them all right. I mean, number 11 is kind of a lukewarm endorsement of them being a potential powerhouse. I'd say that's where I feel about them. I really like Darren Waller as a bounce-back guy, and if you get that top-tier Waller and Adams is the Packers Adams, Derek Carr is going to eat and throw 35 to 38 touchdowns, and that offense is going to score points. Yeah, we'll see. Can they get enough stops on D? I don't know.
You got the Colts at 12. I remember last year you said, 13 was the spot where you don't know? Like, isn't that where you put
Twilight Zone, yeah.
Yeah, 13 is the spot where you don't know where you put people. You got the Colts at 12. You think it's big bounce back here in Dan Zeus's brain, huh? For the
I
Colts?
like it. And Pat, like Shaquille Leonard, that he's such a big part of this. He needs to come back from that back injury, that surgery, and be healthy and anchor that defense. And if that happens, then you start looking at the other side of the ball. Pittman could become a true like Pro Bowl, all-pro type talent. I think he's got number 1 wide receiver potential. And Matt Ryan, I know this has been the summer of windmill and 360s and tomahawk dunks on Carson Wentz because everybody kind of seems to dislike the guy as a player at least.
Yeah. Well, who's doing that?
It's out there. You know that, Pat. It's out there.
The guy in Washington.
Streets talking. Carson Wentz is not a popular guy, so I think some of the Matt Ryan, the pumping up of Matt Ryan has been maybe a little overdone. I don't think we're getting the 2016 version of him, but I think he'll be absolutely a better version of the quarterback play they had last year. And I do see the Colts as the division winner. I like them in the South.
This show doesn't like the windmill dunk on Carson. We like to have a fair, accurate thing, but you just said, well, Matt Ryan's going to be much better than whatever happened last year. I mean, Dan, It's hard for you just not to bury everybody because you're old Zeus. You're the fucking guy. Is that the
Yeah.
thing? Chargers are going to Charger. That's what you said earlier.
True.
Then he buried old Carson Wentz here. Dan Zeus, how'd you get into this game? Have you just been an NFL lifer here? Been a fan watching it? How'd you get into the judgment game?
Yeah, well, the judgment game, that was I've been at NFL.com now since 2010, and eventually the gig opened up and I was like, oh, that looks fun. I want to try that. So that's how I got into the rankings game, and it's been a lot of fun. And I think I talked about it last time on. I grew up in New York as a Jets fan, and maybe that's where, if you're sensing too much pessimism, Pat, that might give you a lot of insight into why sometimes I look at the glass half full with certain teams. But I love football. I've loved it since I was a kid, and I'm just lucky to write and talk about it.
Yeah, we're lucky to have you, Dan Zeus. I mean, without you, how would we know who's the best and who's the worst? Tim Diggs, your question for Dan Zeus?
Yeah, Mr. Zeus. It's easy to talk about the good teams. Who's the worst? Give me the worst. Let's fucking talk about the worst team.
Jeez,
that means 32, and that's the Bears for me right now.
What the hell?
And this is sometimes it feels like piling on, and I don't want to windmill dunk on the Bears because that city is a great city with great fans. And when's the last time there's been an exciting Chicago Bears team?
This year.
It's been all right,
Devin
maybe.
Hester.
I would love it. Cole Kmet, I like that. David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney. There's some pieces, but I just hope, this is my fear, is that this time next year, when Dan Zeus has to write the blurb for the Bears, I'm writing it's year 3, and we still haven't. It doesn't feel like we've given Justin Fields a true shot to show who he is yet. I hope that's not the case. I hope this is a year of progress. But the roster right now, it needs more work. This is a work in progress. I hope Fields falls out, but it's a big challenge for him.
It is a transition year for a young quarterback. 2 years in the NFL, 2 head coaches, play callers, offense coordinator systems.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start. A lot of great careers obviously start that way, but Justin Fields seems to be a guy who can handle it all. 32 out of 32 is not a good spot to be, especially for the 3rd largest city in the United States of America, but that's why they're going to Arlington to get this stink off them from Chicago.
Right.
Ty, your question for Dan Zeus?
Dan Zeus, sticking in the NFC North, so you have the Packers at 6 there. Are you not really worried about any of the inexperience at wide receiver? And obviously the Packers defense is maybe as good as it's been in the last 10 years or so. A lot of people were kind of picking the Packers to go to the Super Bowl, a couple weeks ago, and I feel like they've maybe eased up on that. And now the Vikings are kind of getting some of that steam. What do you see with the Packers moving forward?
Yeah, I think a lot of people were kind of stunned by what happened in January and how the offense struggled so much in that loss to San Francisco. And then you see Devontae Adams leave town, but I still feel really good about him. Like you said, the roster, the defense is absolutely stacked. And then you look on the other side of the ball and it's the back-to-back MVP, Rodgers. So I think there's a bit of projection that he's going to figure it out. Now, they haven't always been able to develop wide receivers beyond Adams. So that's where you could say, all right, hold up here. I mean, you have Christian Watson in the building, Romeo Doubs. You must need one of those guys to be a dude this year, you imagine Rodgers is going to struggle. But he's talking them up. I know he talked about it on your show. They believe in these kids and think they're going to make an impact. Alan Lazard needs to step up. Can Sammy Watkins stay healthy? Has Randall Cobb got anything left in the tank? I mean, they have a great running game, a great defense, a good offensive line, and an all-time quarterback. They're the NFC North champions. Come on now.
Hell yeah,
Dan Zeus, you're so good at what you do. That was a hell of a promo right there for the Green Bay Packers, just as you had enough information to bury the Bears and the Chargers and the Raiders. We appreciate your big brain, and we appreciate the big responsibility that you place solely on your own shoulders to be the authority on ranking teams in the NFL. We appreciate you. Can't wait to talk to you again soon, pal.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
How was your off season? Pretty good?
Great. Yeah, good time with the family back on the Jersey Shore, and now we're in it. And we're all the way back in it. I'm ready for football.
Dan Zeus, you're not a guy that just smokes copious amounts of marijuana? No? Not your style?
No, it's not my thing at all. I'm like one of those guys where that makes me paranoid. And just Tito's and soda. Let's do it.
What?
Hey, we need to have a Tito's and soda sometime, especially as we argue with that one team in the top 10 that you deliberately fuck with so everybody lose their mind. We don't know. We're not sure if that's the case or not. We appreciate you. Good luck with the new podcast, the Power Rankings podcast with Colleen Wolf. First episode debuted yesterday, wherever you find your podcast. We'll talk to you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Zeus. That's a lot of fucking responsibility.
Yeah, it is.
When did it become Power Rankings instead of just ranking the teams.
Well, they used to be basic bitch-ass rankings,
Yeah.
and then they hit the gym, unlike Darius Butler. Hey, this guy tried to tear our entire gym apart over here, AJ. You'd love to hear that.
What do you mean? He was working out, just getting after it?
He was getting after it. We were having a little pump sesh over there, real quick little pump sesh. He does a military press, starts hammering it out, and then he goes to re-rack it, misses the side, boom,
Jeez.
bang, bang,
Little
boom,
thing.
and then this way, want the other thing. It was. We'll make everybody sign liability shit before they walk in the Hawk House. Don't worry about it.
I'm glad he didn't get hurt. I mean, that's how people get hurt.
Yeah,
I got good shoulder.
Can we get him a
pliability.
spotter next time?
I was
Just
there.
some fucking clamps.
Yeah,
I got
you-
some clamps.
We have
You didn't make
plans. We don't know
Can't
where
find
they are.
them.
What it was.
Jeez.
But that's on me. I put it left up. That's on me.
We can't find the players.
No.
Yeah, I think we use it for the setup in here. It's
Yeah, it might be
something up.
holding something up. It might be holding the ceiling up right now. We do need clamps for a Hawk House, so put that in your little list.
Yeah.
Thunderdome looks good, dude.
Does it?
I mean, there's so much going on right now. I can't wait until we just settle in and talk. Like,
Yeah.
when my schedule just settles in, and this, I don't want to make this about me, but fuck, I'm the one living my life. So I'll let you guys have your thoughts on your lives as well. It would be great just to settle into the NFL season. Right now, dealing with contractors and the finishing of construction. Yeah. Zito just said something in my ear that I learned just a few days ago that fucking completely, I mean, just, it stopped me right in my tracks, stumped me and said, would anybody have thought of this? There's no light switches in the fucking thing. Everything's motion detector because that is what the company that wanted to do, make it look like super high, whatever. So I go into my office for the first time and we don't have the furniture in there yet. It's pitch black and then I'm like standing there for a second, turn around, and then his fucking lights just turn on. I'm like, oh my God. They're like, yeah, it's motion detector. I'm like, well, I motioned for half a fucking room here. It didn't do anything. And then it came out of nowhere. And sometimes I like the lights off. Am I going to be sure?
Yeah.
Can I get a light switch? Oh, we'll put one in. We'll put one in. So then we go downstairs, walk into the building. I'm like, so is there like no light switch? Everything is, we've paid obviously top dollar to have motion detector lights. And it's like, is there any way we could just turn in a boop?
How far do you got to
all.
walk in to turn on the lights, the whole
You
building?
got to walk down a pitch black hallway currently. Then you got to get around a bend around another side to hit a light thing that has 5 options on it. So
Okay.
I mean, it's everything's.
A lot of that stuff gets way too complicated.
You don't say. Yeah, you know. I mean, it's great job has been done. That place is fucking hilariously awesome. It's been a lot of hard work. CFO Phil and Tim are literally there right now building stuff and piecing it together. It's been a lot. But there's just so many things that happen in a big project like that it's just, how did that even become who agreed to the, we got sinks that have no front. We have like state-of-the-art sinks.
God damn it.
What do you mean?
They have no front. They're like they're super artsy sinks.
Artsy.
Oh.
The water just runs in the ground?
No, well, science says it doesn't, but you put your hands there, I think it's right on the ground. But I assume it was top dollar. It was fucking, when it was decided, like, this is the best sink of all time, and then we see it all for the first time. Tim, Phil, everybody that was basically there included is like, this is not a sink. This is just like kind of a splash thing almost.
What's this?
They said, we'll get a new one in, when's that going to be? January. Okay, so we got no sinks. But it's been a hell of a project. I'm very thankful it's coming to close. I'm happy that we're going to be moving in there very soon. I'm thankful for everybody's hard work, but I'm pumped for that type of shit to not be in my life. I'm excited for that. Just like Lamar Jackson, all negotiations are done. You know, once season starts, there's no more of those.
Let's play ball.
Kind of settling in. Like, I'm very excited for that. That's why I'm so thankful, I think, for tomorrow. And before we get there, we got to make our predictions.
Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Let's run around these divisions real quick and pick our winners. Myself, AJ, and Darius will do that. I think most of our answers probably be similar. And if we go chalk just with the favorites, I'm not embarrassed of that at all.
Shouldn't be.
And there's been people that have parlayed our picks in the past. This is a great parlay. Probably have massive odds. It might pay off for you 5-6 months for you from now. AFC North, me. Bengals.
Ooh.
AJ Hawk, your pick
Come
for
on.
the winners.
I was taking Bengals all along, too.
Okay, sounds like
Still
this is
can.
how this is going to go again.
Yeah.
I thought you were taking
who do you
Ravens.
like?
For sure.
Darius, your pick?
I got Baltimore.
Okay, Baltimore Ravens.
Oh,
Lamar trying to get a massive bag. If the deal doesn't get done by Sunday, they say it won't happen. Baltimore is the favorite to win that. And I got a lot of faith in Lamar. I love Lamar. But the Bengals is the Bengals. I don't know what we're even... At this point, the Bengals is the Bengals.
AFC champ.
Joey Burrow, who will be joining us tomorrow
Whoa.
at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time. First
go.
appearance on this show will be tomorrow for Joey Burrow.
huge.
I met him in real life. Cool. You see everything he does, cool. There's no reason to think he'll be a one-hit wonder. They bring in an offensive line to protect him. He's still got Jamar. They got their defense. Why not the Bengals? I don't know. They're building an indoor facility. I like them. Let's go to the AFC South. Colts, obviously favorite and going to win it. Darius?
Whoa. I'll go Colts, too.
Okay, AJ?
Yeah, I was thinking Titans, but I'm going Colts here.
Yeah,
I don't love it now. Shit.
that's tough.
Let's go Colts. Matt Ryan, let's go.
Matty
Let's
Ice.
say at the end of it. AFC East, Buffalo Bills, we're all on the same page?
Ooh.
I'm going to go left here. I'm going to go Dolphins.
Do it, AJ.
Hey, I like it. You like it? You really, I mean, we're going to learn a lot
I'm
here.
going Dolphins, yeah. A lot of moving parts. Everybody's on that Bills bandwagon, so that is enough for me to jump off. So I'm going Dolphins.
Okay.
Fuck.
I wouldn't advise anyone to tell me, though. This is purely a Dolphin.
AJ?
I do like the pick from Darius, but I will take the Bills here.
Okay, I like the Dolphins as well, by the way. No Patriots choices. That's where the Patriots want to be. AFC West, go ahead, AJ. You go first.
You know what? I'm going to take Chargers here.
Jerry?
Chargers.
Wow. Take the Raiders.
That's what I was thinking. I was either Raiders or Chiefs in my eyes.
I mean, it's a toss-up almost in the West.
Well, I mean, believe me, Russell Wilson fucking walking out of his house looking like a goddamn angel from heaven in his white Goodman brand linen costume, walking to a Rolls Royce. Let's Ride just rode through my head 30 times while I was looking at this.
Do it.
Probably should have done a little bit more prep and not just made this decision on the spot. All right, give me the give me the Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow.
Yeah, they're still the Chiefs. The Chiefs is still the Chiefs. NFC North, we're all in the Green Bay Packers, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Easy. That's easy. Everybody in the room almost.
Yep.
NFC South, go ahead, AJ.
I got to go with Tampa Tom here for sure.
Okay, Darius?
Give me Jameis and the Saints.
Me too. I'm going with the Saints as well. Although I think Panthers, if Baker can stay healthy and Christian can stay, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Now I'm gonna stay out. I'm gonna stay out. I like the Panthers.
They
though.
got him at plus 1,000. That's wild. But I'm Saints.
Tampa still makes playoffs.
Yeah.
Tampa still makes playoffs. Tampa's still a problem for everybody in the playoffs. I think Saints go on a run here. NFC East, who do you like, Darius?
Easily the Eagles here. Easily.
AJ?
Dallas Cowboys.
Give me the New York football. Fuck no. Nah, I can't do it. No offense, Giants. I apologize. This is 2 days in a row where I've dunked on the Giants.
No, they suck.
And I don't mean to do so, but you all recognize where you're at. If you guys get 4 or 5 wins, you'll be pumped. If you get 6 or 7, you're stuck with Daniel Jones for at least another couple years.
Yep.
It's a whole situation in New York. Don't mean to say anything. Commanders could surprise people because Carson can play. Hey, Carson can play.
He can.
Very, very, very good. The Dallas Cowboys got Big Mike McCarthy. There's a clip of him this morning chit-chatting about how he loves his relationship with Jerry Jones. I don't want to steal it from him. This was Big Mike McCarthy talking about him and Jerry Jones' relationship this morning, which makes it very difficult for me not to pick the Dallas Cowboys. Run that thing, Foxy.
I don't look at nervous as being that's why I'm saying it the way I'm saying it. I don't think it's a negative. I think all energy. Jerry thinks all news is good news. I think all energy is good energy. So, I mean, that's, we kind of meet halfway there. But that's another topic. But
hey, Jerry, this ain't good news. That's what Mike McCarthy has had to say to Jerry when Jerry goes, now, listen, Mike, we can turn this. This is fucking bad news. That is a hilarious picture into their relationship that started the first night, right? The first press conference, Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones sitting up there on the table, obviously hungover, fucking got after it the night before at Jerry's house. It was alluded to in the press conference. Mike McCarthy also said, I told Jerry I fucking watch every snap from last game. I did not do that, obviously. So I enjoy that relationship. I like the Dallas Cowboys this year a lot more than any other year, especially with Zeke and Dak trying to do their thing. Too many fucking dogs in Philadelphia. Give me the Eagles. Give me Sirianni. And now for the NFC West, a division that has been talked about for the last couple years is Murderers Row. The reigning Super Bowl champions are in there. Number 3 overall team in Dan Zeus's power rankings are in that division. AJ, we'll start with you. Who do you like in the NFC best, the NFC beast, the NFC West?
This one definitely is a little difficult for me between the Rams and the Niners, but I'm going Rams here.
Darius.
I'm going Rams.
Give me the Rams.
Clean sweep.
Give me the Rams.
Take the Seahawks.
Okay, that's a no.
Plus 2,000.
That's going to be a no from me, just to win the division. So that's big. Those are big odds. I mean, just to win the division plus 2,000.
Sheesh.
It's.
Might as well take a flyer.
Yeah.
I mean, the Falcons are plus 32 fucking hundred.
Yeah, that's absurd.
They have no face in fucking.
Everyone thinks they're going to be terrible.
Artie Smith was getting into it with somebody. They asked about Desmond Ridder or something, and they kept following up about how many ones or how many reps he'll get with the ones or whatever. And Artie was like, "We're not doing this every day, okay?" He's not started like, "I'm not doing this every single day with you." I enjoyed it, but all right. So we got our picks in for the division. Now it's time to do the MVP. Now it's time to pick the MVP. Here's the odds. Josh Allen is leading the way at plus 700. Patrick Mahomes at plus 800 with Tom Brady. Justin Herbert plus 900. Aaron Rodgers at a plus 1,000. Joey B, who will be on tomorrow. Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott. Round out the top 8 here, I believe. 9, 3, 6, 8, 9. Top 9 here. Darius, your selection for the MVP.
Justin Herbert. You already know, no surprises here. I'm going Justin Herbert.
Love him.
Love him.
Everything about him.
Everything about him.
What about the fact that they have not even made the playoffs yet? And anything like that scare you or no?
No.
Close games, they end up losing, don't they? Isn't that like kind of the...
You know, Brandon Staley, rookie head coach, like super aggressive, but I do like how much he goes with the analytics, how much he trusts his quarterback in that offense. You know, another year together, and then they just loaded up on defense. So, but I like Herbert, man.
I like the Chargers a lot, too. These were just questions I would be asked about picking Justin Herbert over somebody like Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. AJ, who are you picking?
I like A-Rod here, man. I just think, honestly,
Repeat.
I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got the plant medicine coursing through his veins. I think he does it for a third time in a row.
Ayahuasca a couple years ago. Finds his love for football again. Finds his love for himself. Goes on to win a couple MVPs. Has another experience down there in the jungle with more ayahuasca. Mm-hmm. He's doing Aaron Rodgers Tuesday again, which is fantastic. Seems to be in a more coaching leadership role with the team, so he's probably in a clear headspace. Feels like he has a little bit more authority that he has earned around town.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting back to back. Aaron Rodgers at plus 1,000. Everybody knew that's who we were going to pick. Darius, I respect your choice. Josh Allen obviously is high on everybody's charts because of how the season ended last year. 58-yard flick of the wrist in 30-degree weather for just a beautiful seed from Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He is the prototype. He's 6'6", 245, runs a 4.5, can jump over everybody, can throw the ball forever, understands the game well. The team is built around him, so it's a obvious reason why he's the odds-on favorite. Patrick Mahomes, already been there. Tom Brady on another revenge tour. Is he coming back on his last year to win an MVP? Almost won it last year. All great choices. All great choices.
Has there ever been a three-peat winner at MVP? Back to back to back?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Sheesh,
I
that's
don't
no
think,
way.
I don't think so.
You know
That'd be crazy.
knows the answer to that? Aaron Rodgers.
You would know.
Brett won too, right?
Yeah, definitely too.
back to
Did he
back.
win 3 in a row? Did Favre win 3 in a row?
95, 96, 97. He's the only one.
Okay, so Aaron's definitely getting it. So that is definitely happening. You know, that is probably something. Yes. All right, sweet.
Even better.
No, we just won. It's plus 1,000 too right now. If you would like to get a little bit of the action, let's go with offensive MVP, Player of the Year. Jonathan Taylor leads the way for everything, and
Justin Jefferson. Yeah, it goes across the top. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit! I just got a photo from the from Thunderdome. They have not added light switches, but there's TVs that are turned on and ready to go. We are getting very close. Justin Jefferson so high. That's so interesting to me because this is a non-quarterback offensive award here, right? The MVP is the quarterback award. Offensive MVP is who has a great, outstanding offensive year that isn't a quarterback. So I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor. How you doing? Keep moving. Matt Ryan knows the assignment. He's going to hand that fucking ball off. We got the offensive line. He was great last year. He's only going to get better. I think Matt Ryan's not going to check out any plays. I got Jonathan Taylor, not only because he's the favorite, his hometown guy, because it's the right choice. AJ, your decision.
I like Devontae Adams here for this.
Ooh. Man, you think Derek's just going to feed him, huh?
I think Josh McDaniels is an unbelievable play caller. I think they're going to find a way to get this dude open. I think even if he's not open, he'll still make plays.
And he's got Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, and numerous other people taking
Tough to double him.
A little bit of attention away from him on the defensive side and the game planning side. He might be more open and have more one-on-ones than he's ever had in his entire NFL career. That's a problem. Derek Carr, great quarterback. Will he be able to keep up? Will he be able to feed everybody? We shall see. Devontae Adams plus 2,000 right now. That sounds like a great bet, actually. Darius, your choice?
I'm a big fan of continuity here between the two LSU receivers, Jefferson, but I'm going to go with Jamar Chase, better value, plus 3,000. Second year with Burrow, really third year, you including college. So give me Jamar Chase. Hard to double as well. Good receivers around him. So give me Jamar. Absolutely.
He would dress awesome at the award ceremony.
Oh, yeah.
He would dress so. He has great fashion, great swag. He buys Joey Burrow's clothes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So everything we see Joey Burr walk into stadiums wearing, Jamar Chase is bought for.
Okay.
Nice.
Isn't that amazing?
Like it.
Joe says he doesn't even look at it. He just, whatever.
It's chemistry.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it on. Wherever.
That's trust.
He looks super cool. He's got that curly hair. He's on tomorrow at 12:15. I don't know how many more times I need to say it. Very excited. Very excited, Chuck. Yeah, you should. I think so. I think it's a great choice. What's his odds right now, Jamar Chase?
Plus 3,000.
That's a lot of good, tasty.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Defensive Player of the Year here. This is somebody, it's an absolute game record. TJ Watt was last year's Defensive Player of the Year. This year, Myles Garrett is the odds-on favorite. AJ, we'll let you start this thing as the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. Who do you think is going to have a massive year?
I think Nick Bosa's going to have a big year, but I'm not going to pick him for this award right now. I have to go Aaron Donald. I think he gets off to a fast start tomorrow night.
Darius Butler, your thought?
Damn, I was thinking Nick Bosa too, but I'm going to Defensive Rookie of the Year last year. I think he follows that up with an even better year. Michael Parsons, Dallas Cowboys.
That's who I was.
Defensive Player of the Year.
That's who I was going to pick. So I don't want to pick the same person. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Where's Chandler Jones at? Is he even on there?
Nah, they got Max
Crosby on there somewhere.
There he is, plus 6,000.
Oh shit,
it's pretty tasty.
Give me Chandler Jones.
Okay.
Give me Chandler Jones. If you look at his stats, I think everybody's going to go, holy fuck, how is this guy not the top of this thing? Going to a new home, has a new chip on his shoulder, has a team around him, has Crosby that can eat blocks on the other side. Look for Chandler Jones to have a disgusting year this year. What are his odds?
6,000.
Fucking love it. Let's go.
D-Buck and Jair Alexander, plus 6,000 win defensive MVP.
Me could. It's just so tough at that corner position. We got the last guy who's done it with the Colts here with Gilly Lock, but it's really tough to do at that corner position.
Is TJ White? He has a chance to go back to back here.
I don't see
hell
one.
His brother did.
None of us picked him. What's that all about? We don't like TJ?
That's weird.
You don't like TJ?
Love TJ.
Doesn't sound like
Love TJ.
I hope they're not playing from behind at all.
Somebody said.
Oh, they're going to be chasing, you think?
I don't want teams to run the ball too much.
Even more Chandler Jones. You got Patrick throwing a lot.
Yeah.
You got Herbert throwing a lot. You got Russ moving and throwing a lot.
Yeah. He's going
to go, dude.
Gonna have to get there quick.
What?
So those guys are going to be open. And every team they're playing.
All right, everybody. They're going to be throwing a lot, though.
Yes,
which
definitely.
is more opportunity. Who knows how many sacks he's going to. They're going to have to win, though, right, for him to get the defensive
and cover
player of the year. Any other picks? What else do we say we're going to do? That's
Coach of the Year?
Comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. Here we go. Let's do comeback player of the year. Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, everybody has eyes on him because he's returning. Derrick Henry was the leader in rush yards like 7 weeks after he had been injured or something like that. That's how dominant he was early before getting hurt. Jameis Winston is in there at plus 600. What's he returning from? Just a ACL injury and a lapse of starting, and he's got new eyes since the last time we've seen him.
Right. A lot of weapons.
Same team, Michael Thomas is down there. Allen Robinson has gone over to the Los Angeles Rams alongside Cooper Kupp. Hey, Darius, we'll let you start this one. Who do you got?
I'm down there. Great odds. Julio Jones plus 5,000.
I fell for this last year.
Yep. Nope. I'm back. That was with
thinking about
Tannehill in Tennessee. He's in Tampa with Tom Brady and Alex Guerrero, TB12 method. I think he bounces back. Everybody said Odell was washed when he was out there in Cleveland. I think we get the same story here with Julio. Plus 5,000 comeback player of the year. Lock it in.
Man, I was off I'm going to overreact to Julio Jones being Julio Jones.
Oh, he's back. He's back in number 6 too. Just if that changes.
Oh, he changed that shitty 85.
He got out of 85. Now he's in 6.
What was he doing? What was he doing?
I don't know. Training camp. A lot of guys on the team. A lot of guys got.
He didn't want to ruffle any feathers.
Just wait till
Some of these bums get out here and Julio Jones.
How do you guys feel about Brian Robinson being the third shortest odds on the?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
After getting shot last week,
Oh,
2
no.
weeks ago.
You don't know
Jeez.
when he'll be back. Nah, it's bad.
Is he a rookie?
Yeah.
He can even comeback player of the year as well.
Well, he got shot in training
Got
camp.
shot, yeah.
But he
got
That
shot in
should count.
training
That
camp.
counts.
It's quite a comeback.
Yeah, true.
Quite.
Very
I
true.
mentioned this on the show when it came up that, you never know how you're going to react when somebody comes up to you to try to rob you. Brian Robinson knows that he will fight him.
Yep.
In the middle of broad daylight, you're trying to take my car, I'll fight you. And then he got shot for it. And that is, I'm not saying everybody should do that. I'm just saying a lot of us have wondered, when some bum comes walking down the street here screaming at themselves. I'm like, if this person has a moment of clarity and says, oh, I want to get money from that person, how am I going to react? Am I going to left hook through the jaw? Or am I just going to be like, all right, relax if there's any weapons? Brian Robinson knows. I'm not saying everybody should act that way, but I do believe he deserves to be on the comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
If he gets shot in the streets of D.C. in the middle of training camp in broad daylight.
I just assume if he has a really good year, they're going to give him offensive rookie of the year.
And comeback player.
Good point.
Usually they don't do both.
So you're saying let's not waste our time on Brian.
Yeah, I just feel like usually they just give everybody one award.
Give me Derrick Henry.
Nice.
I'll take the odds-on favorite, Derrick Henry. He led the NFL in rushing 7 or 8 weeks after he was on IR. Let's not forget that. Who knows what Julio's year's like if Derrick Henry's playing for the Tennessee Titans too. That's a completely different defense you're facing, I think, all season. Him getting hurt changed the entire thing. They still were number 1 seed in the AFC somehow. Coach Vrabel's going to figure it out with him, feed him the rock. And that's us making prognostications. Good for us. We're a show. Let's
go.
Hey, good luck, AJ. Good luck, Darius.
Good luck. I'll take Baker for comeback player of the year.
Baker.
Plus, he was down there. I seen him.
Plus 2,000. I didn't make a pick, so that's my pick.
Oh, I thought you picked somebody. I'm sorry.
I was going between he and McCaffrey, I think. I wasn't really sure, but I want Baker.
So none of us have faith Christian McCaffrey's going to remain healthy.
No.
That's kind of the not that we don't like Christian McCaffrey.
Love him.
I think he runs too hard. He runs too hard. He wants to punish defenders too much, which I love and I respect, but that scares me a little bit.
We figured that out last year, right? Because we had a same game parlay on him, and then every time he got the ball, it was like he's trying to explode through
I hope he comes
every
out of bounds a couple
Try
times.
to bet on, I guess, with the props.
Yeah, it was until he got
He's
first
playing.
quarter.
Yeah.
Also, can guys be too muscle bound? Like he
Yes.
has so little body fat, he is so jacked that it's like there is no room for error. Like if anything gets
tweaks.
Yeah, but T.O., think about it. There's guys that have been like 1%, 2% body fats.
Bob Sanders.
Yeah, it's just like that's how they are. Yeah, Bob. That
lot of
guy.
injuries.
Bob got hurt.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey got hurt, but there's a lot of like guys that are just absolutely strapped that don't. Tyreek Hill. I mean, look at Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That is T.O.'s another guy. Christian McCaffrey though is, I mean, he was created to be a professional athlete. His mom, I think, professional athlete. Dad, obviously, professional athlete. Grandma and grandpa, both sides, professional athlete.
Olympians.
I think like uncles and like the whole
Brothers play in college, right?
Crazy.
Yeah.
the whole family. Like he was built to be the person he is. Let's just hope he can survive because he's electrifying to watch. That was picking. Hey, good for us, dude.
boys.
Let's get the hell out of here, huh?
What do we say?
What a day today. Tomorrow, when we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my God. The air is going to be a little fresher.
That's right.
The food is going to taste a little bit more delightful, Kaboli.
Hell yeah.
The water is going to be a little bit more quenching.
Yes.
Yes.
The morning dump's going to be smooth and beautiful. Talking no wipes.
Nuh-uh, home one.
No hitter.
Ghost dump.
That's tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
We'll see you guys in about 20 hours and 50 minutes. And I promise you, when you see us tomorrow, we're going to be too much.
Yeah.
We're going to be a lot. We're going to be tough to handle.
Definitely.
We got Joey Burrow tomorrow. We got Andrew Whitworth tomorrow.
Come on.
And we have another potential surprise guest coming in this NFL kickoff Thursday, September 8th.
Let's go.
Let's have
Little.
one, huh?
Here we go.
I don't know if the commission's joining us, but we will put a request in.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's go. Big thanks to Danzers, Kay Adams, and Sal Capaccio and Mark Caboli for joining us today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. College game day's happening. That's
Let's
crazy.
go. Yes. Yeah.
That is pretty big. And we have winners to announce here on this Winners Wednesday. We'll put up the graphic as soon as we get out of here. Hammer, Dahn will be in about 10, 15 minutes. You all are the best. Goodbye. See you, manana.